Chapter 376 Killing a Half-Step Rune Seed Realm. Surge in the artistic conception. Half an hour later, in an unnamed desolate mountain range, a golden light descended and landed on a huge green stone, revealing two exhausted figures. Both male and female, dressed as true inheritance disciples of the White Lotus sect. Puff! The male White Lotus sect disciple spat out a mouthful of blood, his body weak and unstable. "Senior Brother Qiufeng, are you all right?" The female White Lotus sect disciple quickly helped him up, her face full of concern. "I'll be fine, just need some rest. Junior Sister Xiahe, please protect my cultivation for now." The man called Qiufeng waved his hand, then sat down cross-legged with her help, took out a pill, and began to recover his strength. Whether it was because of the pill or something else, Qiufeng's ragged body soon healed, and even his unstable aura became condensed again. "Senior Brother Qiufeng, the martial artists of Morijin will not catch up, will they?" "They will definitely catch up, but not so soon. We used the escape talisman. Although its speed is not as fast as the law runes of Supreme Elder, it is very fast. We are now thousands of miles away from the battlefield. Even the Rune Seed Realm would take a while to catch up. As for those below the Rune Seed Realm, with our combined strength, we will kill any of them." Perhaps it was due to his injuries recovering, Qiufeng no longer looked miserable, and his confidence returned. "Junior Sister Xiahe, I'll protect your cultivation now, so you can recover from your injuries." While speaking, he rose into the air, looking around at their surroundings. As for Xiahe, she took out a pill with the White Lotus symbol and swallowed several in succession, starting her refinement process. Time slowly passed, and both of them recovered to their peak state. "Senior Brother, where should we go next?" Xiahe looked at the vastness of the world and felt lost, turning to Qiufeng for guidance. "Although the sacred sect has been destroyed, our half-step Rune Seed Realm strength makes us a top-tier force wherever we go." Qiufeng continued solemnly, "However, the sacred sect has nurtured us, and we must avenge Morijin's annihilation of it. For now, let us head to the Red Moon Demon sect to jointly resist Morijin's invasion. In the future, we shall find our fellow sect members, rebuild the sacred sect, and when the time is right, ally with the 100 sects to resist Morijin." "Really? I'm afraid you won't have that chance." At that moment, a voice fell from the void. A figure clad in a purple-black star robe, bathed in golden light, appeared in the sky above the desolate mountain range, gazing down at the two White Lotus sect true inheritance disciples. This young man was none other than Lu Yun. "It's you." Qiufeng was first shocked and then gritted his teeth with a sneer. "How could you catch up so quickly? Who told you White Lotus sect remnants to run so fast?" Lu Yun scoffed, "Looking at the two of you, you must be core figures of the White Lotus sect, carrying many spiritual pills and treasures on you. It is worth chasing you for thousands of miles." Qiufeng sneered coldly. "I know you are a monster with heaven-defying combat power from Morijin, capable of fighting against the half-step Rune Seed Realm. However, the two of us are not ordinary Rune Seed Realm practitioners. All I can see is that as long as you're not worthy of being a true Rune Seed Realm, you can all be killed." Lu Yun strode through the air, getting closer step by step, his vast primordial sea beginning to show. "Senior Brother Qiufeng, don't bother talking to him. Let's join forces to kill him, and then head to the Red Moon Demon sect." "You don't have a chance." Lu Yun pushed his primordial sea to the limit, causing a giant golden sea to surge out. "Kill!" Both Qiufeng and Xiahe attacked at the same time, unleashing runes. They were already half-step Rune Seed Realm expert. In previous battles, they had both glimpsed the frightening strength of Lu Yun, the extraordinary monster. So, they went all out from the start. However, even so, they still underestimated Lu Yun's power and were directly blasted away by his overwhelming force. Immediately after, Lu Yun unleashed his incredible physical strength once more, throwing two punches, like the red sun breaking through the sky. After reaching the perceived truth stage in the origin fluid chapter, his pure physical strength surpassed 5 million caddies. With the support of the 100 Zhang limit primordial sea, his power was even more terrifying, almost at the level of the dragon scale saber. Bang, bang, with two loud noises, the two half-step rune seed realm White Lotus sect heavenly pride disciples were struck by Lu Yun's fists and forced to retreat. Impossible! How can your strength be so strong? Feeling the terrifying physical power and overwhelming strength, Qufeng's face turned pale, his eyes full of disbelief. Previously, a normal half-step rune seed realm White Lotus sect disciple could battle with Lu Yun for a long time. Now, even with the combined strength of the two top half-step rune seed realm disciples, they were still destabilized by Lu Yun's few punches, shocking them both beyond measure. As I said, if you're not a real rune seed realm, you're all ants. With a cold stare, Lu Yun attacked again. Two red suns broke through the sky, their power even more terrifying as they unleashed earth-shattering sounds. In the next moment, their heads were smashed open by Lu Yun's fists. Grabbing the two bodies, Lu Yun searched through them and found two sumi rings, which he put away. A white lotus flame was released, landing on the two lifeless bodies. However, in destroying the two bodies, the white lotus flame took nearly 10 breaths worth of time. Chapter 377. Destroying the half-step rune seed realm, soaring mentality. Two Lu Yun's eyebrows furrowed slightly, calling up his stats panel. Name: Lu Yun of Force, Flying Spirit Martial Academy Cultivation Techniques. Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon, Origin Fluid Chapter, Perceive Truth. Astonishing Wind Saber Manual, 5th level. Disintegration 100%. Life Destruction Saber Techniques, 2nd level. Unparalleled Blood Blade 100%. Wind Thunder Manual, 3rd level. Instant Horizon 100%. Fist Scripture, 1st level. Red Sun Breaks the Sky 100%. Finger Scripture, 1st level. Formless Tribulation Finger 100%. Innate Talent, Level 9 Martial Arts. Origin Fluid Realm, Peak Energy Value, 55,000, automatically increases by 8 per day. Conception. Slaughter Conception, 5th rank 70%. Thunder Conception, 2nd rank 27%. Spatial Conception, 1st rank 17%. Skills. Level 6 Alchemy Technique, 27%. Talent. White Lotus Flame, 4th rank 1%. Luck Value, 69, becoming the Martial Academy's Saint Child, representing Flying Spirit Martial Academy in the world. Note 1. Luck value increases the grade of weapons or treasures and merges similar types of weapons. Note 2. Automatically increases by 1 per day. Looking at the White Lotus Flame that was only at 4th rank, Lu Yun didn't hesitate and directly chose to use energy value to upgrade it. After using up all the energy value on the panel, the White Lotus Flame was finally raised to 5th rank 65%. At this moment, a golden thunderbolt swept across the sky, and Lu Yun glanced back to see a familiar figure. This man was none other than the Flying Spirit Martial Academy Elder Lei Kang. Since condensing rune seeds and advancing to half-step rune seed realm, his aura had become more refined, and his temperament had become more stable. There was a battle here just now? Lei Kang casually glanced at the collapsed terrain and looked at Lu Yun with a flickering gaze. He could sense that there were residual traces of law runes at the scene. I encountered 2 remnants of the White Lotus sect and killed them. Lu Yun casually explained and then asked bluntly, Elder Lei, have you been following me all this time? Before leaving the Martial Academy, I promised the Dean to take good care of you. I couldn't feel at ease, so I followed. Lei Kang sighed. But I didn't expect that the Saint Child's speed is too fast for even me, who has advanced to half-step rune seed realm, to keep up. Really? Even if I face a half-step rune seed realm now, I won't be in much danger. It's the other disciples of the Martial Academy who need Elder Lei's care. They are all the future pillars of the Martial Academy, and the loss of any one of them would be a loss to the Academy. Lu Yun said calmly. Lei Kang naturally understood the hidden meaning in Lu Yun's words and nodded slightly. He had already guessed that Lu Yun's strength may have surpassed his own, making him unable to help much, and perhaps even be a burden. On the contrary, Gu Yuan, Bailey Yi, and other martial academy disciples needed the protection of an elder like him, who was at the half-step rune seed realm in secret. Now we have pursued thousands of miles away, and some powerful rune seed realm remnants of the White Lotus sect have escaped. If they are encountered, other strongmen may not be able to help in time, so be careful, Saint Child. Lei Kang admonished before disappearing from the spot. Lu Yun nodded slightly, knowing the risks involved and not wanting to take excessive risk. Moreover, now that he had killed 2 half-step rune seed realm opponents, his demon extermination points had risen sharply. These 2 people are not weak. They must have high rankings in the White Lotus sect. The true inheritance disciples of the 100 sects are always incredibly wealthy, so no matter how poor these 2 are, they should be richer than average golden body realm cultivators. Lu Yun laughed, wiped the marks on the 2 sumi rings, and began checking his loot. He opened the sumi rings, found the 2 people's weapons, but they were damaged in the battle and would require a huge cost to repair. Lu Yun naturally had no intention of repairing them, but even broken, they were good materials. He put them in a sumi ring, planning to deal with them later when he had time. Then, 3 jade bottles and 2 green gourds appeared in front of Lu Yun. As the level of pills increased, ordinary jade bottles could no longer preserve their potency well, and only treasures like gourds could better store pills. Moreover, the space inside a typical gourd is usually large, allowing for storage of many pills. So, upon seeing these 2 green gourds, Lu Yun's eyes sparkled with excitement. With great expectation and excitement, Lu Yun opened one of the green gourds. Each pill was the size of a longan, semi-transparent, and had a sky-blue color. In the center of the pill, there was a faintly visible blooming white lotus. Could this pill be the White Lotus pill? 100 sect is much richer in alchemy inheritance than Morijin, and can even develop its own unique pills. The White Lotus pill was specially developed by the White Lotus sect, made using various treasures, and then infused with a portion of the sect's luck, which then refines it. The effects of the White Lotus pill are incredibly good. Not only can it help recover injuries and replenish the lost foundation, but it can also strengthen one's physical constitution. Its effects are far superior to many 6th-grade pills. However, the White Lotus pill contains the White Lotus sect's luck, so only martial artists who have built their foundation with the sect's techniques can take it. For other martial artists, taking it would be no different from poisoning themselves. Seeing the dozen White Lotus pills in the green gourd, Lu Yun had an idea. The White Lotus pill is useless to other martial artists, but to me it does not make any difference from other pills. When others kill White Lotus sect disciples and followers, they will have some gains. At that time, I can use low-level pills to exchange the White Lotus pills from them. White Lotus pills are divided into low-grade, mid-grade, high-grade, and supreme-grade, specifically suitable for transforming Origin Realm, Origin Fluid Realm, Golden Body Realm, and Half-Step Rune Seed Realm. Lu Yun obtained a total of 21 Supreme White Lotus pills in the 2 green gourds, which were equivalent to top-tier level 6 pills. After refining them, Lu Yun's energy value skyrocketed to 344,000. One cannot become rich without making windfalls, just like a horse cannot become fat without eating grass at night. After refining the White Lotus pill, Lu Yun's wealth increased drastically, spending 21,000 energy value to promote the White Lotus flame to 6th rank. Immediately afterward, he spent 18,000 energy values to raise Slaughter Conception to the 6th rank. Then, he spent another 80,000 energy value to instantaneously soar his Thunderbolt Intent from 2nd rank to 6th rank, on par with Slaughter Conception. As for Spatial Conception, it consumed more energy values. It took nearly 120,000 energy values to upgrade from the first rank to the sixth rank. Name: Lu Yun of Force. Flying Spirit Martial Academy Techniques. Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon, Origin Fluid Chapter, Perceive Truth. Astonishing Wind Saber Manual, 5th layer. Destruction 100%, Life Destruction Saber Techniques, 2nd layer. Unparalleled Blood Blade 100%, Wind Thunder Manual, 3rd layer. Instant Horizon, 100%, Fist Scripture, 1st layer. Red Sun Breaks the Sky 100%, Finger Scripture, 1st layer. Formless Tribulation Finger 100%. Innate Talent, Level 9 Martial Arts. Peak of Origin Fluid Realm Energy Value, 95,000 automatically increases by 8 per day. Intent. Slaughter Intent, 6th rank 1%. Thunder Conception, 6th rank 1%. Spatial Conception, 6th rank 1%. Skill. Level 6 Alchemy Technique, 27%. Talent. White Lotus Flame, 6th rank 1%. Luck Value. 69 on the panel. All intents had been upgraded to the 6th rank, which greatly increased the range of Lu Yun's Sea of Consciousness space, and his spiritual power had exploded more than 10 times compared to before. The increase in spiritual power greatly improved his control over the pure Yang strong origin and his physical strength. If he were to fight against the previous 2 half-step Rune Seed Realm opponents again, Lu Yun was confident that he would be able to blast them away with just 2 punches. Calming his mind, Lu Yun once again looked through the 2 sumi rings in his hands. He did not find any other pills but found a treasure, a white jade-like stone. He did not know what treasure it was, but there were numerous seals and mantras on the surface. Surprisingly, it was the cultivation method for a fist technique. I got another fist technique. Lu Yun's fist scripture currently has only the 1st layer, Red Sun Breaks the Sky. It has been practiced to perfection, so he must integrate more fist techniques to derive the 2nd and 3rd layers. Now, gaining a new fist technique was beyond Lu Yun's expectations. As the jade stone seals were removed, the complete fist techniques mantra appeared before Lu Yun's eyes. Chapter 378. Attribute Spiritual Objects, Massive Amounts of White Lotus Pills. Dauntless Lion Fist. There are 3 techniques, each one stronger than the last. The first technique can gather the entire Yuan Hai and physical strength of the body into a lion, unleashing a terrifying power. The second technique perfectly combines the Yuan Hai and physical strength to hammer out 2 golden lions, exerting double one's power. The third technique can explode the power of 4 golden lions, producing 4 times the power. Judging from the potential of these 3 techniques alone, Dauntless Lion Fist is clearly a good fist technique. After memorizing the chant, another fist scripture appeared on his panel. Subsequently, Lu Yun was told that 2,000 energy points were needed to reach the entry level. 2,000 energy points, for Lu Yun at his current level, was just a drop in the bucket. With a slight move of his mind, he immediately elevated it to the entry level. Panel. Name: Lu Yun Cultivation Technique. Fist Scripture, 1st layer, Red Sun Breaks the Sky %. Dauntless Lion Fist Entry Level 1%, Energy Value. 93,000 increases by 8 per day automatically, opening the fusion panel of the Fist Scripture. It is found that Fist Scripture can be fused with Dauntless Lion Fist. Fusion requires consuming 8,000 energy points. Fuse. The next instant, an image appeared in Lu Yun's mind, beginning to fuse the Dauntless Lion Fist into the Fist Scripture. The scene in his mind appeared fleeting, and in what seemed like a blink of an eye, half a year passed and the fist techniques were fused. In the real world, just an hour had passed. Cultivation Technique, Fist Scripture, 1st layer. Red Sun Breaks the Sky 100%, 2nd layer. Sky Lion Shaking the Sky 1%. Lu Yun also looked up some basic information on the Sky Lion Shaking the Sky. Sky Lion Shaking the Sky is the 2nd layer of the Fist Scripture. Once perfected, one can condense a heavenly lion and unleash a power 5 times greater than the combination of physical strength and yuan hai. Lu Yun now possesses a pure physical strength of 5 million jin, and coupled with his extreme yuan hai of 100 zhang, he can exert nearly 10 million jin of force. When Sky Lion Shaking the Sky is perfected, it can unleash 5 times the power. That is to say, once Sky Lion Shaking the Sky is perfected, a full strike by Lu Yun would be nearly equivalent to 50 million pounds of force. One dragon's strength is almost equivalent to a million jin. 50 million jin of strength is equal to the strength of 50 dragons. An Origin Fluid Realm martial artist, with a full strike, can possess the strength of 50 dragons, which is simply terrifying. To increase by 1 progress point requires 300 energy points, and to be perfected, requires 30,000 energy points. Without a second thought, Lu Yun chose to upgrade. Half an hour later. Name: Lu Yun Cultivation Technique. Fist Scripture, second layer, Sky Lion Shaking the Sky 100%. Energy value, 55,000, increases by 8 per day automatically. Now my strength is no less than the weakest Rune Seed Realm, but the means of the Rune Seed Realm are not so simple. To defeat them, one must still advance to the Golden Body Realm. To break through from the Origin Fluid Realm to the Golden Body Realm, it's required to gather attribute spiritual objects of gold, wood, water, fire, and earth. Then, one has to eliminate the existing mud body and create a new golden body. The Golden Body Realm is essentially a transition stage. Most of those who step into the Golden Body Realm can dig out the potential of their golden bodies and then stably progress to the peak of the Golden Body Realm. From the peak of the Golden Body Realm to the Rune Seed Realm, one must make 3 steps: inscribing the Law Rune, condensing the Rune Seed, and overcoming the Thunder Tribulation. 70 to 80% of those in the Golden Body Realm are stuck at the first step. A small number of lucky people can make it through the first step, inscribing the Law Rune. Most people are stuck at the second and third step. Especially the third step, which requires passing the Thunder Tribulation, absorbing the power of the Thunder Tribulation to strengthen the power and potential of the Rune Seed's Law Rune, thereby accommodating more laws. With Lu Yun's foundation, as long as he completes the transformation of the Golden Body and has sufficient resources, he will quickly enter the late stage of the Golden Body Realm, or even the peak stage. It's easy to gather 5 types of attribute spiritual objects, but it's difficult to get the top ones. Therefore, if Lu Yun wants to step into the Golden Body Realm, he needs to gather 5 different attribute spiritual objects. I hope that there are some gains in these Sumi rings. Next, Lu Yun continued to check the 2 Sumi rings. This was the Sumi ring of a half-step Rune Seed Realm practitioner, so the likelihood of obtaining a top spiritual object was relatively high. Unfortunately, aside from the fist technique, the green gourd, and the jade bottle that he had gotten previously, there were only a pile of spirit crystals and daily necessities. Lu Yun checked the other Sumi rings he had gotten from the Golden Body Realm powerhouses. He did obtain some spiritual pills and spirit crystals, but he still didn't get any of the 5 attribute spiritual objects needed to build a golden body. Lu Yun didn't give up. He had more than 100 Sumi rings, and he checked them one by one. Eventually, in a green Sumi ring, he finally found something. This green Sumi ring, Lu Yun remembered, was obtained from a White Lotus sect disciple at the peak of the Origin Fluid Realm. His weapon and body were blown apart by Lu Yun with one punch, and the only thing left was this Sumi ring. It was a yellow gourd about a foot long. It was not made of metal like copper or iron, but was wooden, as if it had grown from a gourd vine. Is it another pill storage bottle again? Based on Lu Yun's experience, he knew that anything coming out of a gourd would definitely be a high-quality item. So even though he hadn't found what he was looking for, he eagerly opened the yellow-skinned gourd. After wiping off the seal and opening it, he found to his surprise that this yellow-skinned gourd was not filled with pills, but with a pool of clear water. Moving with his aura origin, he extracted a drop of the clear water. To Lu Yun's surprise, the originally transparent and pure water, which was in the gourd, started showing 9 different colors once exposed to the outside. It swirled continuously, emitting a strong and intense yang energy from within the water. As soon as it touched his palm, the water drop of 9 colors melted into his body. Lu Yun immediately felt a change in his physical body. This change was not a growth in physique, nor an increase in physical strength, but it made his body feel more agile. No, this had made his body more harmonious with heaven and earth. He vaguely felt that there was a power that was beyond spiritual energy in heaven and earth. 9 colors, automatically integrating into my body, enhancing the affinity between my body and heaven and earth. Could this be 9 yang holy water? These words, speaking with a somewhat excited voice, made Lu Yun's hand, which was holding the yellow-skinned gourd, slightly tremble. 9 yang holy water is exactly the water attribute spiritual object needed to build a gold body, and the most top-notch kind at that. To obtain one of the 5 spiritual objects needed to build a gold body from a White Lotus sect martial artist in the Origin Fluid Realm's Sumi Ring, such a gain was not in the slightest less than the previous Supreme White Lotus pill he obtained. Now I've gotten the water attribute spiritual object, and only 4 kinds are missing: gold, wood, fire, and earth. As for the fire attribute spiritual object, I don't need it. My body has been tempered by the White Lotus flame, so it's tantamount to having integrated a fire attribute spiritual object. And with the promotion of the White Lotus flame, this effect will only get stronger. So, now I only need to gather spiritual objects of gold, wood, and earth attributes, and I can step into the gold body realm at any time. Lu Yun's gaze moved slightly, and he continued to search through the remaining Sumi rings. The found pills, spirit crystals, weapons, and spiritual objects for refining pills were all placed in different Sumi rings for future use. Not long after, Lu Yun found the other 3 attribute spiritual objects. This is all thanks to him killing many martial artists in the Origin Fluid Realm, which made it easy to gather. After all, attribute spiritual objects required to build a gold body realm aren't that scarcity. What's scarce are top-notch attribute spiritual objects, especially the 9 yang holy water, which is the most top-notch attribute spiritual object. The 3 attribute spiritual objects of gold, wood, and earth that Lu Yun found are red flame iron, 6 osmanthus glowing wood, and black evil spirit sorrowful soil. Red flame iron and 6 osmanthus glowing wood, compared with 9 yang holy water and white lotus flame, are too low-grade, not suitable to build a gold body. As for the black evil spirit sorrowful soil, it contradicts the attributes of pure yang strong origin. If used to build a gold body, it will affect my foundation and potential. After pondering for a moment, Lu Yun put away these 3 attribute spiritual objects to exchange for what he needs at Morijin later. 2 days later, after chasing and killing the remaining White Lotus sect members for 10,000 miles, Lu Yun finally returned. At this time, the demon extermination points on his demon extermination token had broken through 40,000. In these 2 days, he had been on a long-distance raid, killing over 100 of the remaining members of the White Lotus sect. Among them, there was 1 half-step rune seed realm, 1 at the peak of the gold body realm, and 6 more in the gold body realm. The rest were all below the origin fluid realm, and the demon extermination points they obtained were not many. But he gained quite a lot of pills and various attribute spiritual objects. Lu Yun was disappointed that the attribute spiritual objects he obtained were all fairly low level and didn't meet his requirements. Additionally, Lu Yun noticed that there were hardly any White Lotus pills on the disciples of the White Lotus sect. Even if there were, they would not exceed 1. After returning to the battlefield, Lu Yun came to understand that a pill like the White Lotus pill, which can both enhance strength and quickly heal injuries, is extremely rare even among the White Lotus sect. He had previously obtained more than 20 supreme-level white lotus pills from the hands of those two heavenly pride disciples who were at the half-step rune seed realm, which was truly a stroke of luck. Everyone, I need white lotus pills, and am willing to exchange some other pills for the white lotus pills you have, Lu Yun loudly said. At this statement, many people immediately gathered around. However, most of them just came to watch the excitement and didn't really believe Lu Yun. If not for the fact that using white lotus sex cultivation technique for martial arts foundation laying, consuming white lotus pill would only be harmful and not beneficial, most people would know this, and Lu Yun, as the saint child of the martial academy, logically should know it too. Lu Yun glanced at the crowd and lightly said, I am the honorary executive of Ling Province Alchemist Alliance, and I have a way to neutralize the harm of white lotus pills. That's why I plan to use other pills to exchange for the white lotus pills in your hand. However, we need to do price reduction processing. One supreme white lotus pill can be exchanged for an ordinary pill of the 6th grade. One high-grade white lotus pill can be exchanged for an ordinary pill of the 5th grade. By this rule, one inferior-grade white lotus pill can be exchanged for a pill of the 3rd grade. Hearing this, some of the crowd immediately believed what Lu Yun said, as anyone capable of becoming an honorary executive of a province alchemist alliance would certainly be extraordinarily talented in pill refining. Maybe they really could neutralize the hidden risks of the white lotus pill. Saint Child Lu, I have 2 high-grade white lotus pills. How do you plan to exchange them? At this time, a gold body realm independent martial cultivator spoke up. It can be exchanged for 2 ordinary pills of the 5th grade. Lu Yun replied with a faint smile. Really? Without saying another word, Lu Yun directly took out 2 translucent pills. They were exactly the 5th grade pills, evergreen pills. Saint Child Lu, these are white lotus pills. The independent martial cultivator in the gold body realm immediately handed 2 pills with the white lotus imprints to Lu Yun, and excitedly took the 2 evergreen pills. Saint Child Lu, I also have. Thus, Lu Yun soon exchanged more than 30 white lotus pills. Among them, 10 were high-grade white lotus pills, the rest were medium-grade white lotus pills. Seeing that Lu Yun was really using pills to exchange for white lotus pills, many people sighed with regret. I shouldn't have thrown away that white lotus pill at first, otherwise I could now gain a pill of the 5th grade. As the news of Lu Yun exchanging pills for white lotus pills spread, more and more people rushed to the scene, even peak gold body realm practitioners and half-step rune seed realm strongmen gathered here. In the end, after all his 6th grade and lower pills were exchanged, Lu Yun obtained a total of 10 supreme white lotus pills, 18 high-grade white lotus pills, 115 medium-grade white lotus pills, and 425 inferior-grade white lotus pills. Pills alone could not be exchanged for so many white lotus pills. As a result, Lu Yun used nearly 20,000 spirit crystals and even exchanged some of the attribute spiritual objects he had obtained. Through this large-scale white lotus pill exchange, Lu Yun's reputation spread even further. Chapter 379. Lei Kang's Choice, Bailey Yi's Persistence, Wei Tianluan, I will be back, and the White Lotus sect will rise again. At this moment, the void trembled. A resentful roar echoed through the depths of space, as a huge golden light burst forth from the azure profound demon-suppressing ding that sealed the heavens and earth, turning into countless rain of light that fell from the deep void. The golden core shattered and turned into countless light rain scattering in all directions. Wei Tianluan, watching the core golden light at the center, streaked across the sky in an instant. His face suddenly changed. He was well aware that the golden core's self-destruction was just a diversion, and the main purpose was to protect the core from escaping the demon suppression ding. Even if you escape, you won't be able to recover to your peak within 100 years. Wei Tianluan, in the end, did not give chase. He put away the azure profound demon-suppressing ding, and with a big hand, about 1/10 of the countless light rain that was fleeing into the void was captured by him and condensed into a golden light ball. Demon Suppression Army Soldiers, if you want to absorb the golden core essence, you can open your mind. As soon as the words fell, countless runes flew out of Wei Tianlun's body and merged with the golden light ball. In an instant, the golden light ball split into more than 10 golden clouds and spread across the vast battlefield. Under the gaze of everyone, they turned into golden rain and fell down. This rain of light was different from the previous one, as it fused with Wei Tianlun's runes and no longer escaped in all directions but fell to the ground like ordinary rainwater. Those Demon Suppression Army soldiers who had already prepared themselves all released their minds and bathed in the golden rain of light. In the end, the number of Demon Suppression Army soldiers who received the light rain reached more than 100,000. Their realms generally ranged from the late Meridian Passage realm to the peak of Transforming Origin realm. After receiving the baptism of the light rain, their realms were all improved to varying degrees. Especially the soldiers in the Meridian Passage realm, their cultivation directly increased by a small realm. Watching this scene, Lu Yun was shocked. He knew clearly that these Demon Suppression Army soldiers had only merged with a single drop of golden rain, yet they had achieved such a degree of improvement. If all the rain were concentrated on a single Demon Suppression Army soldier, wouldn't that instantly elevate them to the Rune Seed realm or even the Golden Core realm? However, Lu Yun quickly shook his head. To achieve the Rune Seed realm and Golden Core realm, without a certain talent and perseverance, it would be absolutely impossible to succeed. While bathing in the light rain was akin to receiving a blessing that could quickly improve one's cultivation, it was ultimately more harmful than beneficial to one's martial arts progress. But for some powerful individuals, they could ignore the energy within and use certain methods to gain the remaining insight. The insights left by a Golden Core realm expert would still be beneficial to a Rune Seed realm expert. Then, Lu Yun glanced at the other Demon Suppression Army soldiers who had not received the Golden Rain. These soldiers and yellow-ranked and black-ranked Demon Extermination Generals all had refined auras, and their talents were generally higher than those who bathed in the rain. At this time, the remaining golden rain had all disappeared into the heavens and earth. A few independent martial cultivators were fortunate enough to obtain some of the rain, and their cultivation greatly improved. However, the genius disciples and gold body elders from various martial academies were not too keen on this golden rain and took a laissez-faire attitude until the rain was over. During this time, Lu Yun also caught some of the golden rain transformed from the golden core essence. He could sense rich energy and laws from it and even some insight. After hesitating for a moment, Lu Yun took out a drop and refined it. In the end, only his Yuan Hai and physical body experienced minor changes, while the energy value on his panel remained unchanged. It seems that this golden core essence is not very beneficial to me. Lu Yun shook his head slightly and collected it back up. At this moment, Lei Kang also collected some golden core essence, just as he landed beside Lu Yun. Saint Child, this golden core essence is of no use to you now. Why not exchange it with me? Without much thought, Lu Yun took all the golden core essence he had obtained, about 100 drops, and gathered them together under the influence of Aura Origin, like a handful of golden spring water. Elder Lei, if you need it, it's yours. Lei Kang shook his head. I can't take advantage of the Saint Child. How about this? I have a Supreme White Lotus pill and a 6th grade pill, which I will exchange for the golden core essence in your hand. Lu Yun's eyes flashed with excitement. He was powerless to resist any pill, so he immediately accepted the offer. After the exchange was completed, Lu Yun curiously asked, Elder Lei, what use do you have for this golden core essence? Saint Child, as you know, I have already condensed rune seeds and still lack some accumulation to be able to draw down the Thunder Tribulation and be baptized before advancing to the Rune Seed realm. If it were normal times, I wouldn't be in a hurry and could accumulate slowly. However, the upcoming battles will be even more fierce. With the strength of a half-step rune seed realm, I can barely protect myself, but to protect the others, I need even more powerful strength. Elder Lei is very thoughtful. Lu Yun bowed slightly to Lei Kang. He knew very well that using the golden core essence to speed up the accumulation would have a significant impact on Lei Kang's future potential. However, in order to better protect the people of Flying Spirit Martial Academy, Lei Kang was willing to sacrifice some of his own potential to speed up the breakthrough to the Rune Seed Realm with the help of the Golden Core Essence. With such a course of action, Lu Yun truly admired him from the bottom of his heart. At this moment, Wei Tianlun's majestic voice reached everyone's ears. In this battle, our great Morijin has achieved a total victory. All the soldiers of the Demon Suppression Army and the participants will receive an additional 500 Demon Extermination points. Thank you, General. Thank you, General Wei. Everyone bowed to Wei Tianluan in the deep sky above them. Among them were the Demon Suppression Army soldiers, powerful martial artists from various martial academies, and independent martial cultivators. Then, the giant body that had been shrouded in a golden halo slowly disappeared. With it, the invisible terrifying pressure also vanished. After several golden core realm powerhouses vanished into the horizon, the battle officially ended with the destruction of the White Lotus sect and the overwhelming victory of Morijin Demon Suppression Army. It was fitting to describe this battle as a great victory. In this battle, the White Lotus sect had lost 3 Golden Core Realm powerhouses, countless Rune Seed Realm powerhouses, and an innumerable amount of martial artists below the Gold Body Realm. The Demon Suppression Army had completely occupied the Mountain Gate and the entire White Mountain domain. On the other hand, although the Morijin Demon Suppression Army had lost Rune Seed Realm powerhouses, they had not lost a single Golden Core Realm powerhouse. Simply from this point of view, even if the army suffered severe losses, it was still considered a great victory. The only regret was that the White Lotus sect's Saintess and Sacred Treasure had not appeared from the beginning to the end. The Sacred Treasure of the White Lotus sect, the 9-turn Pure Heart White Lotus, was a spirit artifact-level treasure of paramount importance, incomparable to even a late-stage Golden Core Realm powerhouse. As for the White Lotus sect's Saintess, she had extraordinary innate talent and could fight against the Golden Core Realm experts while only being in the Rune Seed Realm, making her a potential disaster. Currently, without the trace of the White Lotus sect's Sacred Treasure and Saintess, this perfect battle had a flaw. However, the Golden Core Realm powerhouses had no opinion about this, and neither did the rest of the people. This battle has finally come to an end. Bailey E slowly sheathed his long sword, feeling slightly relieved. Starting from the battle at Black Mountain Sect, to the fight at Cloud Sea Sect, and then to the most dangerous battlefield of White Lotus Sect, he could not remember how many battles he had experienced and how many enemies he had slain. Battles. Unreservedly fighting. There were too many transforming Origin Realm martial artists like him who had fallen in the battle, including those he had killed, who were countless. Even the best Origin Fluid Realm martial artists in Flying Spirit Martial Academy had suffered numerous casualties. He managed to survive in such fierce battles due to his extraordinary determination, as well as the protection of several Martial Academy elders. However, even so, one of the elders had fallen in the hands of the enemy. One of his senior brothers, who had been immersed in the Origin Fluid Realm for many years, had also unfortunately perished in this battle. His survival, apart from the protection of the elders, could only be attributed to luck and the persistence in his heart. Hundreds of corpses were scattered across the mountains, plains, and valleys, and their blood soaked the earth, emitting a strong stench of blood. The sky was shrouded in a gray mist of evil chi. Originally, I thought that with my talent and strength, I could make a name for myself in this 100-sect campaign, bringing glory to the Martial Academy. But when it came to the actual fight, I realized that I was just an ordinary member, unable to control even my own destiny. Without the protection of the elders, I could have been one of the countless corpses on the battlefield. A familiar voice came from behind him. Bailey turned his head back, seeing the tattered star robe stained with blood on Gu Yuan. From the notched giant axe and the battered appearance of Gu Yuan, one could guess how intense the battle had been. In addition to Gu Yuan, a strong sense of killing intent radiated from him, giving off an extremely intense impact even though it wasn't fully released. This killing intent was no less than his own, with at least 100 kills. Bailey carefully observed Gu Yuan and suddenly noticed that something seemed different from before, making his gaze inexplicable. "Did you break through to the origin fluid realm?" Gu Yuan smiled indifferently. "Earlier, when I was chasing the remnants of the White Lotus sect, I encountered a mid-stage origin fluid realm powerhouse. After an intense battle, I was lucky enough to break through under their powerful pressure." However, at this point, his gaze towards Bailey became serious. "Compared to my level 8 innate talent, this breakthrough isn't anything special. On the other hand, your progress, with just level 5 innate talent, isn't too far behind mine." Upon hearing this, Bailey shook his head slightly. "Even with the same level 5 innate talent, my progress is nothing compared to Senior Brother Lu's." "Senior Brother Lu?" Thinking of Lu Yun's performance and strength in the battlefield, Gu Yuan felt a bit complicated. He had level 8 innate talent, and his talent in Flying Spirit Martial Academy was undoubtedly the best, and he was also a personal disciple of the Dean. However, he had always been overshadowed by someone's brilliance. After pondering for a while, Gu Yuan slowly said, "I heard from Master that Senior Brother Lu has a special innate talent that is more than just level 5. So, don't compare yourself to him, as it will only harm you." Hearing Gu Yuan's warning, Bailey's stern face revealed a faint smile, and he looked up at the distant sky. "I am not comparing myself to Senior Brother Lu. I have never thought of surpassing him. I just want to follow his footsteps and gradually ascend the path of martial arts." Bailey wanted to continue talking, but he seemed to have thought of something and sighed softly, stopping himself from speaking. The closer he followed Senior Brother Lu's footsteps, the more he realized the gap between them. An origin fluid realm martial artist who could reverse the half-step rune seed realm. How monstrous was that? At least up to this point, he had never heard of anyone else achieving such a heaven-defying feat. Perhaps only the saint child from the central province and the geniuses from the royal court would have been able to achieve this when they were at this level. At this thought, Bailey's eyes swiftly flashed with a sense of loss, but it was quickly replaced by unwavering determination. Chapter 380. Repair and Exchange. Next, it was time to clean up the battlefield. With the Golden Core Realm experts hiding, the Earth-rank Demon Extermination General, Bai Changfeng, took charge. Among the many Rune Seed Realm experts, his strength and prestige were the highest. Moreover, he was ranked among the top Rune Seed Realm experts in the Demon Suppression Army. With only one step away from the Golden Core Realm, no one dared to oppose him. Under his arrangement, the Demon Suppression Army guards cleaned up the battlefield in an orderly manner. On the battlefield, anything of value would be taken away. From collecting the weapons of low-level martial artists on the battlefield to relocating the White Lotus sect's spirit veins and the cultivation techniques in the Cultivation Technique Pavilion. As long as the war was not over, treasures of all levels were obtained according to one's own ability. However, after the war, everything belonged to the Demon Suppression Army. Of course, what belonged to the Demon Suppression Army also belonged to the Imperial Court and Morijin. If someone privately took possession after the war, they would face terrifying punishment. However, these matters had no effect on Lu Yun. He had already obtained everything he should have. The only thing that troubled him was that he still hadn't found 3 of the spiritual objects needed to forge a gold body. In the vast battlefield spanning tens of thousands of miles, it was impossible to finish in a short period. Moreover, there were many corpses to deal with, so the army temporarily set up camp here. Martial artists from various academies and independent cultivators took this time to recuperate and adjust their breath, preparing to fully transform their gains from this war into strength to face the terrifying storm that lay ahead. Inside a hall on warship No. I of the Far Suppression Legion, Wei Tianluan, Linghu Dao, Dugu Yuan, and True Master Chongkong, 4 Golden Core Realm experts, sat high on their thrones. The Earth-rank Demon Extermination General was reporting the results of the conquest of the White Lotus sect. In this battle, our Far Suppression Legion annihilated the White Lotus sect along with its 36 subordinate forces. We killed 3 Golden Core Realm experts, 1 late stage, 1 mid stage, and 1 early stage, 55 Rune Seed Realm experts, and numerous Golden Body Realm experts. In addition, we lost 253 Golden Body Realm experts and 19 Rune Seed Realm experts on our side. The seized materials are still being accounted for, and the specific data is not yet available. As his words fell, the huge hall was plunged into a brief silence. After this battle, the Far Suppression Legion lost about 270 experts above the Golden Body Realm. This loss was not small at all. The Flying Spirit Martial Academy only had 30 or 40 Golden Body Realm experts. Such a battle was equivalent to losing 8 or 9 Flying Spirit Martial Academies. Moreover, this was only in terms of the number. It should be known that among them, 21 were Rune Seed Realm experts. Rune Seed Realm experts were considered the most top-tier experts in Ling Province, and they were the true foundation of the various academies. Fortunately, the battle results were very impressive. Without losing any Golden Core Realm experts, they killed 3 Golden Core Realm experts and more than 50 Rune Seed Realm experts from the White Lotus sect. In comparison, this loss of the Far Suppression Legion was much smaller. General Wei Tianluan nodded slightly, and his majestic voice fell. In this battle, Master Changkong's contribution in killing the 2 Golden Core Realm experts of the White Lotus sect, the Great Elder and the Supreme Elder, cannot be ignored. In the future, this will be reported in full detail. Pausing for a moment, he continued, as for the White Lotus sect leader, Sidhu Shah, he has not completely fallen yet. With the help of the White Lotus sect's sacred object, he managed to escape from the Azure Profound demon-suppressing Ding. However, he will not be able to recover to the Golden Core Realm in a short period and will not be able to cause much trouble. Wei Tianlun's voice was somewhat low. Originally, it was almost a sure thing, but letting Sidhu Shah escape in the end made him feel a little regretful. General Wei, I have searched the rear mountain and forbidden areas of the White Lotus sect but did not find any traces of the White Lotus sect's Saintess. Dugu Yuan said with some concern. The Saintess of the White Lotus sect has an extraordinary talent and the stature of a celestial human. The hidden danger she poses is much greater than the escaped Sidhu Shah. Wei Tianluan shook his head slightly. It is not easy for someone from the 100 sect to break through to the celestial human realm, especially without the help of the sacred objects of the White Lotus sect. For the Saintess of the White Lotus sect, wanting to break through to the celestial human realm is nothing but a dream. Once reaching the Rune Seed realm and above, even heavenly prides would need several years or even more than a decade to break through each realm. Moreover, which of those who cultivated to the Rune Seed realm was not an exceptional heavenly pride? Wei Tianluan continued. Now, although our Far Suppression Legion has achieved victory in the battle against the White Lotus sect, the battle against the 100 sect has not yet ended. Other legions are still fighting against other sections. In particular, the battle between the main force of the Demon Suppression Army and the Red Moon Demon sect has just begun. Compared with the Red Moon Demon sect, the White Lotus sect was far behind. As one of the top forces in the 100 sect, the battles involving the Red Moon Demon sect were not limited to just 1 or 2 places and would not end in just 1 or 2 months. In particular, to guard against the 100 sect, the main force of the Demon Suppression Army could not be fully invested in the battle with the Red Moon Demon sect. It meant that the battle with the Red Moon Demon sect would be a long-term one. At this moment, Wei Tianlun's gaze fell on Bai Changfeng. General Bai, quickly complete the statistics of the seized materials, and then open the Demon Extermination Point exchange channel for all Demon Suppression Army guards and other martial artists, further enhancing the strength of the Far Suppression Legion and preparing for the final attack on the Red Moon Demon sect. General, rest assured. In 2 days, I will complete all statistics for the strategic materials and activate the Demon Extermination Point exchange channel. After experiencing intense battles, the originally prepared pills and other resources were almost consumed. If any more intense battles were to take place, without recovery-focused pills to help, the losses would be even greater. Opening the exchange channel for demon extermination points to supplement pills is extremely necessary. Apart from this, some demon suppression army soldiers and martial artists had reached the bottleneck of their current realm after long-term battles, and with sufficient resources, they could advance further. Plundering resources and strengthening oneself. This was the way of nourishing war with war, and also Meridian's method of eliminating the 100 sects. 2 days passed leisurely, and a voice suddenly broke the long silence. I am Bai Changfeng, an Earth-rank demon extermination general. I hereby announce to all Demon Suppression Army soldiers and martial artists that from today, the exchange channel for demon extermination points is open, and you can exchange items you need according to your demon extermination points, including but not limited to cultivation techniques, pills, spiritual objects, weapons, spirit crystals, etc. The exchange channel is located on Warship N0. 2. Please inform each other. With that said, Bai Changfeng's figure disappeared into the depths of the sky, as if he had never appeared before. However, the news that the Demon Extermination Point exchange channel was open instantly caused great excitement. Although most people had obtained numerous spoils of war on the battlefield, not all of them were suitable for their use, and they were unable to trade and convert them into the resources they needed for the time being. Moreover, the pills and weapons they had prepared before had been more or less damaged and needed replenishment in order to cope with the upcoming battles. Also, some people were already facing the stage of breakthrough, but they needed certain pills and spiritual objects to overcome their bottlenecks, and they needed to use demon extermination points to exchange for them. Perhaps I can exchange the attribute spiritual objects I need here. Lu Yun looked up at Warship N02, which was like a giant ship. Although Warship N02 was not of spirit artifact level, it was a top-notch treasure artifact with a huge size and ample space. Lu Yun had never been on it before. It didn't take long for Lu Yun to reach Warship N02 by flying in the air. Like a huge mountain range with peaks rising and falling, it had many pavilions and numerous paths. Lu Yun walked around and finally came to a hall entrance. It was more of a rather large palace than a hall entrance. In front of the palace, there were many powerful demon suppression army soldiers on guard. Of course, they were only at the transforming origin realm level, and their strength was not very effective compared to those at the origin fluid realm and golden body realm. However, even those at the rune seed realm needed to slow down and follow the rules when they came here. The exchange hall was still empty for the time being, and the first to arrive were all powerful martial artists whose speed was comparatively fast. They arrived as soon as they heard that the Demon Extermination Point exchange channel was open. So, those present in the main hall were at least Golden Body Realm experts, and most of the people in charge of the exchange hall had alchemist medals on their chests. Obviously, most of these people were alchemists. Upon seeing Lu Yun's arrival, the faces of several Golden Body Realm martial artists changed slightly, and they respectfully greeted him. Saint Child Lu Yun. Don't be too polite, everyone. Lu Yun nodded in response, and then quickly walked away. For this, the other martial artists didn't show any dissatisfaction. On the contrary, they looked at Lu Yun's departing figure with a hint of admiration in their eyes. It was not only because of Lu Yun's identity as Saint Child, but also because of his demonstrated strength on the battlefield. With his origin fluid realm cultivation level, he had killed many Golden Body Realm experts, including some who were at the peak of the Golden Body Realm. Even rumors had it that some half-step Rune Seed Realm experts had fallen at his hand. Ignoring the strange gazes, Lu Yun went straight to a redemption window. I am Lu Yun, and I want to know the process of this demon extermination point exchange and what specifically can be exchanged. Lu Yun did not lack pills, weapons, and cultivation techniques for now. What he mainly wanted was to see if there were the 3 types of attribute spiritual objects he needed. Receiving Lu Yun was a middle-aged man with a 4th-grade alchemist medal on his chest. After learning Lu Yun's identity, he straightened his face and took out a crystal stone. So, it's Steward Lu, he said. Everything you can exchange for this time, as well as the demon extermination points you need, is recorded in this stone. Steward Lu can check it by himself. The exchange process is simple. As long as you have enough demon extermination points, you can directly exchange for what you need. Thank you. Lu Yun nodded, took the crystal stone, and then covered it with his spiritual power. Immediately, a large amount of information poured out of the stone and entered Lu Yun's sea of consciousness. Pill area. Cultivation techniques area. Lu Yun quickly skipped the pill, cultivation technique, and weapon exchanges, and went straight to the spiritual object exchange area. A large number of exchangeable spiritual objects and their required demon extermination points were all grasped by Lu Yun within 10 breaths of time. Admittedly, even in the spiritual object exchange area, there were all kinds of spiritual objects available. There were countless spiritual objects that could be used to refine pills. You could say that there was a vast ocean of them. Even spiritual objects for refining 8th and 9th grade pills were available. However, it was worth mentioning that spiritual objects for refining 8th grade pills were extremely expensive, and a single item required a huge amount of demon extermination points. Lu Yun did not have an interest in exchanging these spiritual objects for now, nor did he have that many demon extermination points. His only goal this time was to exchange the 3 types of attribute spiritual objects needed to forge his gold body. Fortunately, the current exchange list had those. Chapter 381. Gathering Attribute Spiritual Objects. Lei Kang crosses the tribulation 1,000-year extreme Sun-Earth. 8800 Demon Extermination Point. Dragon Pattern Red Flame Purple Gold. 9300 Demon Extermination Point. Polyporous Black Wood. 7,900 Demon Extermination Point. It has to be said that the prices of these 3 attribute spiritual objects are absurdly high, with each one being worth almost 10,000 Demon Extermination Points. Keep in mind that merely slaying a peak Golden Body Realm martial artist would only yield 3,200 Demon Extermination Points. These attribute spiritual objects are just treasures needed for forging a gold body, and people without talent or insufficient strength cannot necessarily break through the gold body realm even if they possess these treasures. Overall, the cost of exchanging these treasures is too great, and they could not be exchanged if it weren't for Lu Yun's unparalleled talent and wealth. Actually, if it weren't for martial artists with great backgrounds or fortune, who would be able to exchange such precious spiritual objects while still in the origin fluid realm. Attribute spiritual objects are related to the potential and foundation of the gold body. The more top-notch they are, the better. As for demon extermination points, they can continue to accumulate later. Lu Yun made a decision right away to exchange these 3 attribute spiritual objects. When considering attribute spiritual objects, Lu Yun took into account not only their quality but also any potential conflicts with pure Yang strong origin. If there was any conflict with pure Yang strong origin, the gold body ultimately forged would be greatly compromised in effectiveness. Both the 1,000-year extreme sun-earth and the dragon-pattern red flame purple gold were similar in attribute to Lu Yun's pure yang strong origin. As for the polyporous black wood, it didn't have any conflict with pure yang strong origin either. Immediately, Lu Yun's eyes fell on the middle-aged man in charge of the exchange. 1,000-year extreme sun-earth, dragon-pattern red flame purple gold, and polyporous black wood, please exchange one portion of each. One portion of each? The middle-aged man's expression couldn't help but change, and he looked at Lu Yun somewhat uncertainly. Any one portion of the 1,000-year extreme sun-earth, dragon-pattern red flame purple gold, or polyporous blackwood would be enough to bankrupt any golden body realm martial artist. Yet, Lu Yun wanted to exchange 3 portions all at once, which was quite shocking. Yes. Without any hesitation, Lu Yun handed over his demon extermination token. The middle-aged man received the demon extermination token, and with his spiritual power covering it, the corresponding information appeared directly in his mind. Name: Lu Yun. Identity: Flying Spirit Martial Academy's Saint Child. Demon extermination points: 42,300. Upon seeing that there were more than 40,000 demon extermination points, his body trembled slightly. Although he hadn't participated in the battle and didn't have a demon extermination token, he was well aware of how to obtain demon extermination points. Among the 100 sects, martial artists like him at the mid-stage of the transforming origin realm would only gain 2 demon extermination points after a kill. Transforming origin realm peak 100 sect martial artists had a life worth only 10 demon extermination points. Golden body realm peak and half-step rune seed realm, those terrifyingly powerful beings, were barely worth more than 3,200 demon extermination points. Lu Yun, having so many demon extermination points, was almost equivalent to having killed more than a dozen golden body realm peak martial artists. Such a record, even if placed on a golden body realm peak or half-step rune seed realm martial artist, would be somewhat shocking. But Lu Yun, who is now exchanging attribute spiritual objects to forge a gold body, proves that he is only at the origin fluid realm. Steward Lu, please wait a moment. Although shocked, this middle-aged man still had to perform his duties. He said a sentence before turning to go in. Lu Yun nodded slightly, looking forward to his desired treasures soon in his possession. At the same time, he also directed his gaze elsewhere. As time passed, the originally spacious main hall gradually became crowded with every entrance packed with people, and a long queue formed behind him. This reveals how important the opening of the Demon Extermination Points exchange channel is to all the Demon Suppression Army guards and martial artists. A short while later, the middle-aged man came out from the inner hall. Steward Lu, sorry for the wait. It's fine. These are the items that Steward Lu exchanged. 1,000-year extreme sun-earth at the cost of 8,800 demon extermination points, dragon pattern red flame purple gold at 9,300 demon extermination points, and polyporous black wood at 7,900 demon extermination points. With those deductions, there are still 14,200 demon extermination points remaining. This middle-aged alchemist placed the 3 jade boxes on the table, then returned the demon extermination token to Lu Yun. Steward Lu, please inspect the items first to make sure they are the ones you exchanged for. Once you leave this hall, no returns will be allowed. All right. Lu Yun took the demon extermination token and stared at the 3 jade boxes before him. These jade boxes faintly exuded a flowing spiritual power that sealed the boxes to prevent the treasures inside from losing their spirituality. First, he opened the jade box containing the 1,000-year extreme sun-earth. Before this, he had only heard about the records and related information regarding 1,000-year extreme sun-earth. In addition to being an attribute spiritual object needed to forge a gold body, 1,000-year extreme sun-earth is also a soil for nurturing heaven-sent treasures. Such a 1,000-year spirit herb or 10,000-year holy herb, as long as it is covered in a little thousand-year extreme sun-earth, could grow vigorously. Besides, thousand-year extreme sun-earth is also one of the refining materials for certain treasure artifacts. Upon opening the jade box, a fist-sized black soil appeared before his eyes, and at that moment, a surging spiritual power rushed out, causing Lu Yun's powerful Yuan Hai to uncontrollably surge. In that instant, it seemed as if it was beyond his control. Such a sudden change made Lu Yun promptly react, sealing the jade box again to prevent too much spirituality from leaking out. Chapter 382. Gathering Attribute Spiritual Objects, Lei Kang overcomes tribulation _2 over 8,000 demon extermination points were just enough to exchange for a fist-sized piece, showing just how precious this thousand-year extreme sun-earth is. Based on the vast spiritual power radiating from it in an instant, Lu Yun could confirm from the sidelines that these things were not counterfeit, and no one dared to counterfeit them. Demon extermination points had extraordinary significance. Every point was earned by the demon suppression army's guards and martial artists with their lives. If anyone dared to counterfeit them, the punishment would be severe. He reopened the 2 jade boxes, quickly glanced over them, and then sealed them again, storing them all in the Sumi ring. Farewell. With a slight bow of his fist, Lu Yun turned and left, walking straight out of the exchange hall. Tsk, it seems that Lu Yun becoming the Martial Academy's Saint Child is not a rumor, otherwise he could not have gotten so many demon extermination points. This middle-aged alchemist watched Lu Yun's departing figure and sighed quietly. Next, just after leaving the No. 2 battleship, Qiugyun came to greet him. Saint Child, Elder Lei is ready to face the thunder tribulation. He invites you to observe. Oh, so soon. Hearing the news, Lu Yun was slightly surprised. But when he thought about the hundreds of drops of golden core essence that he had previously exchanged with him, as well as his own accumulation, the time did seem about right. You are about to make a breakthrough too, right? His gaze fell on Qiugyun, and Lu Yun easily perceived the situation on his body. Every person's foundation and potential are different, and the limits each can reach in the current realm are also different. According to the aura revealed from Qiugyun's body, Lu Yun could see that he had already reached the limit of the origin fluid realm, and it was almost impossible to break through again, unless he had a stroke of incredible luck. However, the limit Qiugyun had reached in the origin fluid realm was already enviable to many heavenly pride. It would be considered top-notch to step into the golden body realm with such a state. Saint Child, your discerning eyes can see through everything, Qiugyun replied with a smile, his tone filled with awe. Have the spiritual objects needed to build the gold body been prepared? Qiugyun nodded. I had started preparing when I was in Martial Academy. However, I obtained quite a few items on the battlefield, and I plan to exchange them for some higher-graded attribute spiritual objects. He also knew that the grade of the attribute spiritual objects would determine his future potential in the golden body realm and how far he could go in the future. Therefore, as long as he could get better attribute spiritual objects, he would strive to get them. Luckily, during the expedition to the 100 sects, he not only obtained a large number of demon extermination points, but also many spoils of war, which were enough to exchange for better attribute spiritual objects. While the two were conversing, they flew toward a distant mountain range. This mountain range was quite remote, far away from the battlefield, free from the interference of evil qi, and the heavenly and earthly spiritual qi was quite rich, making it an excellent place for crossing tribulations. Soon, the people from Flying Spirit Martial Academy came into view. That's right, besides the people from the Flying Spirit Martial Academy, there was no one else here. Senior Brother Lu. Saint Child. Upon seeing Lu Yun, Gu Yuan, Bailey Yi, and other disciples, as well as 2 Golden Body Realm elders, greeted him. As for Lei Kang, he was closing his eyes to adjust his breath, preparing to trigger the thunder tribulation in his best condition. Upon realizing that Lu Yun and Qiuguiyun had arrived, he slowly opened his eyes, and arcs of golden lightning burst out from his pupils, causing the surrounding heavenly and earthly spiritual qi to ripple slightly. Elder Lei, Lu Yun greeted the other party with a slight bow. Saint Child. Lei Kang looked at Lu Yun calmly and spoke gently. Saint Child, the reason why I invited all of you to my crossing of Thunder Tribulation is to let you observe the 1 to 3 Thunder Tribulation, to accumulate some experience. The people present, especially these disciples, were all the most talented in the Flying Spirit Martial Academy. If there were no unexpected events, they would all potentially be able to condense the rune seed and face the tribulation of the thunder in the future. The most feared aspect of the Thunder Tribulation was the interference from outsiders. Apart from the ones invited for the purpose of protecting the cultivation, anyone approaching would be considered as an enemy. Now, Lei Kang called all of them to observe, which showed his real concern for the Flying Spirit Martial Academy. Lei Kang continued, "Furthermore, I hope that you will protect me during the tribulation and prevent outsiders from approaching." He knew Lu Yun's strength was superior to many in the half-step rune seed realm. His main goal in inviting Lu Yun was to ask for his help in protecting the cultivation. As the Saint Child of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy, Lu Yun would naturally not refuse. "Elder Lei, just go ahead with the tribulation. As long as I am here, no one will dare to cause trouble." "Good, I'll trouble you then, Saint Child." Lei Kang bowed slightly to Lu Yun with great respect, then turned to look at the others. "Next, I will trigger the Thunder Tribulation. You should retreat 20 miles and observe from there." Upon hearing this, Lu Yun and the others quickly retreated. They stopped only after they had retreated 20 miles and found a place with a wide view. The sky was now overcast, dark and silent. Elder Lei has begun triggering the Thunder Tribulation. Boom, boom, boom. A thunder in the dense dark clouds was brewing, its momentum quite terrifying. This was the 3rd time that Lu Yun watched a martial artist cross the 1 to 3 Thunder Tribulation. The first time was when he attended the alchemy conference of Ling Province's Alchemist Alliance, where he encountered it on the way. But at that time, the other party had already completed the tribulation. The second time was during the attack on the Black Mountain sect, when their supreme elder forcefully triggered the Thunder Tribulation to buy time for his disciples. In the end, he perished under the Thunder Tribulation. This time would be the 3rd time, with Lei Kang crossing the tribulation. As to whether he could succeed, Lu Yun was not particularly worried. He gravely observed Lei Kang's state as well as the surroundings. Chapter 383. Attribute Spiritual Items Gathered. Lei Kang crosses the tribulation _3 compared to observing the tribulation. Protecting the cultivation was Lu Yun's main task, which he was very clear about. Fortunately, up to now, no other martial artists or sea beasts have approached. Rumble! As the dark clouds in the sky gradually merged with the earth, suddenly a earth-shattering explosion erupted. The dim world was instantly illuminated, and a thick bolt of lightning fell like a mountain. Immediately after that, thunderbolts erupted one after another, like rivers flowing backward, all bombarding towards one place simultaneously. Even though they were far away, everyone could feel the terrifying power of the thunderbolt. Each of them was no less than a full-force attack from a half-step rune seed realm powerhouse. However, Lei Kang was not weak, and he himself was the master of thunder. The first Thunder Tribulation did not cause him much damage. Watching Lei Kang bathed in golden light, with runes flying around him in the air, and proudly facing the second Thunder Tribulation, the people of Flying Spirit Martial Academy could not help but show a worried expression. Lei Kang was not only an elder of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy, but also the protector in their campaign against the 100 sects. They were mutually dependent and had almost the same relationship. From any perspective, they all hoped that Lei Kang could successfully overcome the Thunder Tribulation. "Don't worry, Elder Lei dares to do this," There must be a reason and plan for it. Lu Yun said lightly, comforting everyone. He could see that Lei Kang was quite at ease under the first thunder tribulation, far from being like Jiang Ku, the supreme elder of Black Mountain sect in the past, who was bombarded by the first thunder tribulation, causing his gold body to crack. Of course, Jiang Ku's case was because there were too many martial artists in the thunder tribulation, thus greatly increasing the power of the tribulation. The dark clouds in the sky became denser, and the oppressive aura they emitted became stronger. One could vaguely feel that numerous terrifying thunderbolts were hidden in the thick clouds, and even the skies within thousands of miles were filled with violent thunderbolt factors. However, the area where Lei Kang was located was the densest. Rumble! Swoosh! The world was filled with intense brightness, instantly changing from extreme night to extreme day. The second thunder tribulation, which contained unparalleled power, erupted with an overwhelming momentum and poured down in an instant. Anyone could see that the power of the second thunder tribulation was at least twice that of the first one. With a roar, Lei Kang fearlessly faced the falling thunderbolts. In the sky, countless golden lights burst out, revealing numerous tiny gold thunderbolts and law runes. As the second thunder tribulation slowly disappeared, the law runes became even more powerful. The transformation of the flesh body under the baptism of the thunder tribulation was secondary. The improvement of the law runes was the most important. The more power the runes absorbed from the thunder tribulation, the more laws they could contain in the future. It was with this purpose that Lei Kang risked facing the thunder tribulation head-on. However, doing so was also very dangerous. If one was not careful, the gold body would shatter, the runes would explode, the rune seed would be destroyed, and they would fall under the thunder tribulation. Lei Kang was not the kind of blindly arrogant person. After spending decades in the peak of gold body realm and practicing a cultivation technique improved by Origin Martial Academy, his foundation was extremely solid. He dared to act this way because he was not threatened like the martial artists of the 100 sects. Moreover, due to the absorption of the golden core essence earlier, his potential was damaged, and he could only compensate from another direction. Chapter 384 Battlefield Scavenger I After experiencing the second thunder tribulation, Lei Kang's aura became somewhat chaotic, and his gold body was affected, with several fine cracks appearing, through which faint golden blood oozed. However, the golden runes surrounding his body became more condensed, as if breaking through a certain limit. Apart from that, the golden thunder around him began to subtly change compared to before, and its power was not much weaker than the second thunder tribulation. Looking slightly disheveled, Lei Kang raised his head to glance at the increasingly darker sky and murmured softly, "The power of the third thunder tribulation is at least 3 times stronger than before. With my current state, even successfully getting through it is a problem, let alone absorbing the thunder tribulation's power to enhance the potential of law runes. It seems that the preparations I made before have to be put to use." Under the eyes of the people of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy, a flash of light suddenly appeared in Lei Kang's hand, followed by a small jade bottle. Inside it was a transparent, pure white liquid. The moment he opened the bottle stopper, Lei Kang tilted his head back and swallowed it all. Immediately after, the tiny cracks on his gold body began to heal at a visible speed. In 1 or 2 breaths' time, it had become as good as new, and one could even faintly see a crystalline luster seeping out. What kind of treasure is that? It not only instantly restores the damaged gold body, but also takes it a step further. The onlookers were astonished. If I'm not mistaken, what Elder Lei swallowed earlier should be the Spirit Earth Core Jade Marrow. One of the elders, a mid-gold body realm cultivator, stroked his beard as he spoke. Hearing this, many people looked puzzled, as they clearly had no idea what Spirit Earth Core Jade Marrow was. Only Lu Yun looked amazed. As a 6th-grade alchemist who had accepted many memories, he naturally knew about the Spirit Earth Core Jade Marrow. The spirit earth core jade marrow was an extremely precious heavenly treasure that could not only instantaneously shatter a damaged gold body but also further enhance the gold bodice potential. Moreover, this heavenly treasure was extremely scarce, only forming in the core of spirit veins. The small bottle Lei Kang consumed was worth no less than any 7th-grade pill. Given Lei Kang's strength and status, it was a stroke of luck for him to obtain such a priceless heavenly treasure. On the other side, the elder also explained the effects of the spirit earth core jade marrow to the other disciples, similar to what Lu Yun understood. In that case, Elder Lei should be able to successfully pass the tribulation and become the second rune seed realm powerhouse of our Flying Spirit Martial Academy. Thinking of this, smiles appeared on the faces of Bailey E., Bai Haoxuan, and others. Although the rune seed realm was not considered a strong realm in the whole Morijin, it was still part of the most top-tier group in Ling Province. Having one more rune seed realm cultivator would enhance the potential and foundation of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy. When Lei Kang achieved the rune seed realm, they would share the glory. Just then, the last thunder tribulation brewing in the dark clouds finally transformed into a lightning torrent and descended. The terrifying tribulation shook the heavens and changed the color of the sky and earth. Having recovered to his peak state and even elevated further, Lei Kang stood still in midair, his eyes filled with unwavering determination and flickering golden thunder. Success or failure will be determined in this one move. Immediately after, he plunged into the rolling thunder tribulation without any hesitation. Everything was engulfed, and the entire world was filled with endless tribulation and an overwhelmingly vast power that made the entire mountain range tremble violently as if it was on the verge of splitting apart. I wonder which lucky fellow is going through the tribulation to advance to the rune seed realm at this moment. The thunder tribulation occurring here had attracted the attention of some cultivators in the rune seed realm thousands of miles away. However, these rune seed realm powerhouses only took a distant glance and had no intention of coming over to investigate further. At this critical moment of crossing the tribulation, the last thing they wanted was the sudden intrusion of other powerful people. As veterans themselves, they knew this all too well and didn't want to offend the soon-to-be rune seed realm lucky one. Meanwhile, in a corner of the mountain range, a group of massive sea beasts was hiding. We're only 10,000 miles away from the human race army camp. If we act now, we might draw the attention of their powerful beings. Let's bear with it for now. A large and terrifying sea beast among them said. These sea beasts had come following the smell of war. They were often referred to as battlefield scavengers. After every human war, there were bound to be many martial artist corpses left behind. Even after the battlefield was cleaned up, some would remain uncollected. Their original goal was to find these overlooked martial artist corpses, but due to the Far Suppression Legion's continuous presence, they didn't dare enter the battlefield and could only wander around the periphery. Now they suddenly discovered a human gold body realm powerhouse in the midst of tribulation, which attracted their attention. Human powerhouses are suspicious of each other, and they definitely won't let other powerhouses approach during tribulation. This is our chance. A sea beast with the most powerful aura and a fish head on a human body said indifferently. Despite being small in size, it was a genuine top-tier 6th rank, not far from achieving the 7th rank. But once the opponent breaks through, they'll be in the 7th realm. Even if we all attack together, it won't be enough for him to kill us with a single slap. A sea beast with a turtle shell on its back said, its eyes flashing with a glimmer of wisdom. You're clearly not that smart, yet you insist on pretending to be wise. The fish-headed sea beast glanced at it and said disdainfully, humans and us sea beasts are the same. As long as we survive the thunder tribulation, there will be a period of weakness. Ahem, is that so? Seeing the other sea beasts not responding, it could only give an awkward laugh and say, in that case, this powerful human is destined to become our food. Upon hearing this, the other sea beasts all became restless. The flesh of a rune seed realm expert held great temptations for them. The thunder tribulation isn't over yet, and we must not act rashly. Otherwise, there won't be good results for us. Once the thunder tribulation is over, well, take action immediately so that the human expert doesn't have time to react. Otherwise, if we allow him to hold on until other human experts arrive, we'll be in trouble. The fish-headed sea beast warned the other beasts behind it. The dense thunder tribulation in the sky lasted for almost an hour before the tribulation clouds slowly dissipated. The dark horizon also gradually brightened with the return of light. Did he succeed? Everyone in the Flying Spirit Martial Academy was anxiously watching the area where Lei Kang had experienced the tribulation. All they saw was that the once towering peak had been flattened, with crisscrossing ravines everywhere, and filled with the potent tribulation power. And Lei Kang's figure was nowhere to be found. Elder Lei, could it be? Baihouchuan said with a trembling tone. Lu Yun glanced at the mountain range to the left and behind him, and a hint of murderous intent flashed in his eyes. But the most important thing now was to investigate Lei Kang's situation. Don't jump to conclusions. Let's go over there and check it out first. Lu Yun instructed the others and quickly flew towards the site where Lei Kang had faced the tribulation. At the same time, the impatient sea beasts also sprinted quickly to the site. For them, whether the human expert had successfully passed the tribulation or not, he still held great attraction. Of course, it would be best if he had passed it, as the flesh of a 6th realm human expert couldn't compare to that of a 7th realm one. As for Lu Yun and the others, they weren't even taken into consideration by the sea beast. Being mere 5th realm individuals, they would have already been devoured by the sea beasts if it were at any other time. It was only because they wanted to avoid startling their prey earlier that they had refrained from taking action. Now they could seize the opportunity and have a feast. Reaching the site where the tribulation had taken place, Lu Yun soared into the sky, searched for Lei Kang's trace from a high vantage point. The power of the third thunder tribulation greatly exceeded Lei Kang's expectations, and Lu Yun and the others hadn't anticipated that the last one of the 1 to 3 thunder tribulation would be so terrifying either. The tribulation power completely enveloped everything, plunging the world into darkness and causing them to lose sight of Lei Kang's trace in the final moment. When the tribulation dissipated, they still couldn't find any trace of Lei Kang. They searched the area within a radius of several tens of miles, but still no sign of him was found. Could it be that Elder Lei has been reduced to ashes by the tribulation? One of the Origin Fluid Realm disciples said nervously. As soon as these words came out, the others didn't refute it because Lei Kang's approach to facing the tribulation was too audacious. He had actively faced the thunder tribulation and forcibly absorbed its power. Even the strongest gold body wouldn't be able to withstand such consumption. After searching for a long time and scouring an area several tens of miles in radius without finding any trace of Lei Kang, the others also began to harbor such thoughts in their minds. However, it wasn't appropriate to say such things given the current situation. Lu Yun didn't say anything and continued searching. At that moment, there was a slight movement in a particularly deep ravine, followed by a faint golden light emanating from within. Although the light was weak, it was instantly captured by Lu Yun. With a flash of his figure, he dove down, carrying a streak of purple thunderbolt. The turbulent Yuan Hai overturned all the fallen boulders, and a figure with wilted aura appeared before Lu Yun in an instant. At this moment, Lei Kang was not only weak in aura, but his gold body was also in a battered state as if head suffered a massive blow. If it weren't for the strong pressure and terrifying vitality emanating from that broken body, Lu Yun would have thought that Lei Kang had failed in his tribulation. With a flash in his eyes, Lu Yun grabbed Lei Kang in one hand and flew out of the ravine. Seeing Lu Yun returning with the severely injured Lei Kang, the disciple who had spoken earlier gave an embarrassed smile. Ha ha ha, everyone, the time for our feast has come. The roar of the beasts sounded before their arrival. The extremely arrogant voice echoed through the sky, followed by a thunderous rumble. The sudden event left the members of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy momentarily at a loss as to what had happened. "You all take care of Elder Lei, leave the rest to me." Lu Yun gently placed Lei Kang on the ground, a cold light flashed in his eyes, the Yuan Hai surged, releasing an incredibly powerful aura as he stepped into the void and faced the beasts. Chapter 385. Annihilation, Invitation from Wei Zongqing, 2-in-1. Previously, during Lei Kang's tribulation, Lu Yun had noticed several strands of aura inadvertently revealing themselves. To prevent any accidents, he did not take action. Now, Lei Kang had completed the tribulation, and there were no more reservations. Lu Yun stepped into the air, the vast primordial sea rising behind him, carrying immense pressure and ascending to mid-air. "Ha, this human kid is mine." The snake-like sea beast's eyes were gloomy, and the corner of its mouth carried a trace of a cruel smile. Its body glowed, the cold radiance skyrocketed. Hiss! Instantly transformed into a huge snake and rushed upward, its back shimmering with silver scales, like a clanking metal, carrying the force of shattering the sky, it killed towards Lu Yun. Humph! Lu Yun's gaze was astonishing, opening his mouth and emitting a cold snort. Thunderbolts rolled, and purple lightning surged, bombarding the silver scale sea snake with dazzling radiance. "A mere fifth realm, perish!" The silver scale sea snake roared, rushing forward. As a sixth-rank sea beast, it had already reached the deep level of this realm, with a strong physique and terrifying strength. It firmly believed that as soon as it slightly revealed its strength, this young human of the fifth realm would be crushed to pieces by it. However, as soon as it made contact, it realized that it had made a huge mistake. When the purple thunderbolt struck its body, the silver scales shattered inch by inch. This was not the most terrifying part. The most frightening was the gigantic fist, like a sun descending from the sky. Boom! The several dozen zhang-long silver scale sea snake plummeted from the sky, crashing towards the tribulation-filled gorge below. Boom, boom, boom! Landslides and earth-shattering, dust flying, this peak sixth-rank silver scale sea snake was immediately bombarded, its life or death unknown. This scene greatly shook the people of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy. What's most shocking was that these sea beasts that rushed up together were still in a short circuit to this point and hadn't reacted to the previous changes. When they fully awakened, their companion, the silver scale sea snake's life force had already been extinguished, its corpse lying softly in the gorge, its blood staining the land where the tribulation power had not yet dissipated. "This human kid is not simple, I'm afraid he has hidden his realm. Let's all go together." The turtle-shelled sea beast finally noticed some clues and hurriedly reminded its companions. No matter how strong he is, he's still a human who hasn't reached the sixth realm. His realm is too low. Let me suppress him. A bird-headed humanoid sea beast roared, rushing forward. It had half-demon and half-sea clan bloodline, its combat power far stronger than the average sea beast. A foggy rumbling appeared in its right hand, and green light burst out. Various colorful lights danced dazzlingly, vibrating together, transforming into thousands of sword radiance, making a clanging sound. This scene was extremely shocking, even though it was just a waving palm, but countless green lights flew out from it, turning into endless sword radiance. Thousands of swords hummed together, unceasing in their clanging noise. They all chopped down, and the vast sword chi tore everything apart, even the purple thunderbolts covering the sky were torn open. This sea beast is incredibly strong, able to transform its wings into weapons. From this, it's evident that it's reached the extreme among the sixth rank. Feeling the powerful killing intent, the people of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy couldn't help but worry about Lu Yun. Although Lu Yun was strong, even capable of suppressing the half-step rune seed realm. But these sea beasts were extraordinarily strong. The weakest were at the peak of the sixth rank, with several of them reaching the extreme of the sixth realm. With such a lineup, Lu Yun probably couldn't deal with it. Elder Lei has not recovered yet, and our strength is weak, so we can't help. We must leave here immediately and then seek help. One of the Golden Body Realm elders immediately made a decision and was about to take Lei Kang away. Want to leave? Not that easy. Huge waves surged as though a black sea was rising in the sky. A giant fish appeared, revealing its colossal body, driving the massive waves, its strength almost the same as in the sea. The giant fish waved its tail like a giant peak crashing down, the void trembled, and the heavens and earth shuddered. This sweep was extremely fearsome, and without a doubt, the people of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy would all perish under this attack. The faces of Bailey E. Guyuan and Xiao Guyun all looked extremely terrible. This sea beast was extremely powerful, reaching the limit of the 6th rank and wielding a vast ocean, its combat power almost touching the threshold of the Rune Seed realm. Under such a huge gap, they couldn't even think of resisting, let alone dodging. At this critical moment, an aurora broke through the sky, its speed extremely fast, so fast that no one had reacted before they saw the sweeping tail seemingly being hit by a massive impact, flying away. The Flying Spirit Martial Academy people barely escaped the danger, still bewildered. Following that, they heard a roar of anger echoing through the valley, ringing through the air. Everyone looked up and saw a huge hole appear on the giant fish's tail, bloodied and startling. And Lu Yun, at some point, appeared above the fish demon, holding a huge corpse with one hand, stepping on its head, his aura arrogant and posture domineering. After entering the perceived truth of the pure Yang Martial Canon original liquid chapter, not only did his Yuan Si break the limit of 100 zhang, his physical body was also elevated to the extreme, not the slightest bit inferior even compared to the terrifying fish demon. The foot filled with thunderbolt power fell, about to trample on the fish demon's skull. How arrogant and domineering this was, making the fish demon feel utterly humiliated. Chapter 386 Annihilation Invitation from Weizong City 2-0-NE_2 This human child not only inflicted severe damage on itself, but now wanted to trample its dignity. Who could bear this indignity? Immediately, the sea seemed boundless. 2 auroras, like galaxies, emerged from above its head, resounding as they shattered the power of restraint. Then, its colossal body shivered, avoiding the stepping foot trampling on its dignity. Boom! Lu Yun hurled the massive corpse he had previously restrained towards the location of Bailey E and the others, causing a resounding boom. Brothers and senior brothers, this is an extra meal for you. Lu Yun's figure flashed, and in an instant, he landed on the fish demon's body with his fist resounding firmly on its torso, containing immense power. Countless strikes of bare physical strength, every punch with the strength of at least 5 dragons, causing the fish demon to feel dizzy and even causing a massive rupture in the sea to whirl around it, turning it into a heavy downpour, scattering it around. The rest of the sea beasts, upon seeing Lu Yun leave them 2 less comrades so possessed, couldn't resist their greed within them and promptly fled the scene. In response to this, Lu Yun did not stop them. The fish demon possesses great physical health and power. He currently had full control over the opposing side, but to completely vanquish it would require some time, hence he could not concern himself with the fleeing of the other sea beasts. It's undeniable. To the current Lu Yun, his fists were even more effective than the dragon scale saber, each punch releasing the power of several dragons. Ultimately, with another boom, the fish demon couldn't steady itself in the air anymore. Its enormous body sharply fell from the sky and landed on a hard rocky mountain. This rocky mountain withstood the thunder tribulation, yet stood firm, proving its fortitude. The fish demon yelled out weakly. Its head collided with the rocky mountain and immediately deformed. An unbearable extreme pain caused it cry for mercy. Not to mention the fish demon, even those from the Flying Spirit Martial Academy who were watching this felt the pain. Its head bone was almost broken, and its face was embedded with sharp large stones, causing it to be completely deformed. It couldn't help but scream. The intense pain that was felt made both its body and soul tremble. It regained and gathered its force, ready to fight to its death. The determined fish demon displayed its terrifying strength. However, Lu Yun was in control. How could he waste this opportunity? With a casual wave, the 100 refined Vajra ring magnified enormously in midair, giving off an intense golden light, suppressing it, and fiercely smashing it onto its large head. Its enormous body that had just been raised, fell heavily again. Even the wild wind that was whipped up also subsided. While amazed at the fish demon's powerful life force, Lu Yun didn't stop. He flicked his robe, and from behind him came 9 streaks of golden light, which were the golden swords forged from the teeth of the golden-edged colossal tusks. They fall from the sky and impaled deeply into the fish demon's body, pinning it firmly onto the rocky mountain. Dripping blood, the fish demon's vitality was still strong, and its substantial life force was healing its injuries. Looking at this scene, Lu Yun too was taken aback. He had never seen a demon beast or a sea beast with such powerful vitality. The life force of this fish demon can simply be described as vast. A wave of green light surged, causing the onlookers' eyes to sting, but they saw the fish demon push out the 9 golden swords that had been pressed against it. "Human child, you wait. When I recover, I will take your life personally." The fish demon roared ferociously, its face full of ferocity. None of its scales were intact and blood flowed freely. "You think there will be a next time?" Lu Yun scorned. "I'll tell you the truth, I was just testing the waters before, and you couldn't even stand that. After this, you won't stand a chance." The fish demon was so angry at his words that it pulled open its wounds and blood gushed out wildly. Originally, with its strength, even if it could not defeat Lu Yun, it would not have lost so quickly. But whether it was their fallen comrades from beforehand or itself, they had all greatly underestimated this human, and they did not use their full strength. As a result, 2 were killed and 1 severely injured. It didn't have to end up being like this, but they fell to this point due to negligence and mistreatment. It was so frustrated that the blood clot left in its heart from the previous hit surged, spraying out abruptly. But now, having suffered severe injuries, it didn't dare to stay and together with the boundless sea, managed to escape. A sea beast about to reach the 7th rank, Lu Yun was not going to let it get away. He reached out with his right hand. The vast primordial sea was boiling, reinforcing his physical strength. Almost 10 dragons' force erupted, hitting the just-risen fish demon, forcing it to fall from the air again. "How can you have such great strength?" Feeling the bones in its body break again, the fish demon was disbelieving. Lu Yun looked indifferent as he reached out his right hand again. This time, it wasn't just a simple punch. The surrounding light was dazzling, golden light was strong, like a punch from an ancient god, which could explode a mountain of tens of thousands of feet. Rumble, rumble. As the huge fist came down, it was like a world-shattering scene. A mighty heavenly lion roared out. Bang! The fish demon was directly trapped, and with a thundering sound, it was deeply lodged into the ground. After the thunder tribulation, the intense warfare that was taking place here had already attracted the attention of other human powerhouses. They rushed over, and after their arrival, they saw a terrifying fist falling from the sky, transforming into a fierce and unparalleled heavenly lion, roaring out, shaking the heavens and earth. Chapter 387. Annihilation, Invitation from Wei Zongqing, 2 in 1, 3 For a moment, the thunderous sound of the mountain collapsing and the deathly silence of the crowd contrasted sharply. All the arriving strong individuals stared wide-eyed, not knowing what expression to show. The body of the 50-feet-long fish demon was directly blown apart. But even the mountain spanning thousands of feet was destroyed from the residual force of the punch. This amount of force would be difficult to manage even for them, by mobilizing the power of their rune seed. As expected of the Martial Academy's Saint Child, such combat strength Sighs echoed all around. All the gazes directed at Lu Yun were filled with astonishment, even with a sense of viewing a peer at the same level of strength. To know, the least powerful amongst these arrivals were at the half-step rune seed realm. Lu Yun has increased his strength too quickly, hasn't he? Lu had a blank face. From the beginning, he knew that Lu Yun was not simple and was even willing to regard him as an equal without any prejudice. Now, witnessing Lu Yun's strength increase to this degree in less than 1 month was too shocking. This guy, the look on Zhao Kaiwik's face was much more serious. After this battle and previous accumulations, he had already retrained back to the half-step rune seed realm. But seeing Lu Yun's explosive strength, there was a sense of fear. The others also had mixed feelings, sensing the relentless tide of new generations, urging them to work harder. The elder from the Flying Spirit Martial Academy, who was in the Golden Body realm and dragging Lei Kang who had fainted, now had a complicated expression on his face, unsure of his emotions. There was relief, surprise, and confusion. At least, he didn't need to run anymore. But thinking about his previous distrust of Lu Yun made him feel guilty. With pursed lips and mixed emotions, he suddenly felt Lei Kang, who had been unconscious for a long time, stirring. "Elder Lei, are you awake?" Lei Kang slowly opened his eyes, and his shattered golden body began to recover slowly. "Thank you, Elder Luo." Lei Kang stood up, straightened his disordered clothes, and then turned his eyes towards another corner. At this point, Lu Yun had moved the bodies of 3 huge sea beasts together, and Bailey Yi, Gu Yuan, Chiu Guyun and others had also gathered. Following Lei Kang's gaze, Elder Luo's eyes eventually fell on Lu Yun, who was wearing the purple-black star robe. "Elder Lei, if not for Lu Yun this time, I'm afraid we wouldn't have survived the sea beast's attack." Lei Kang nodded and showed a gratified smile. After successfully crossing the Thunder Tribulation, his golden body was seriously shattered and he fell temporarily unconscious. However, he was not completely unconscious and was very aware of the external environment and situation. He also knew that it was Lu Yun who single-handedly killed 3 sea beasts comparable to the half-step rune seed realm, saving everyone, including himself who's at the rune seed realm. "Has Elder Lei woken up?" Seeing Lei Kang come over, Lu Yun immediately greeted, "Elder Lei, your injuries have not yet healed. Eat some meat to nourish yourself, you should recover quickly." Immediately, Chiu Guyun brought over a piece of golden roasted meat and said flatteringly, "Elder Lei, this is a token of my regard." Lei Kang didn't mind and took the roasted meat to taste. As Lu Yun had said, without consuming any pills, it would be hard for his injuries to recover quickly. But pills are very precious. Even at critical moments, someone like him would hesitate to use them. This piece of top-tier 6th-rank beast meat, abundant in energy, could also aid with recovery. Bailey Yi, Gu Yuan, and others, after enjoying their meal, felt their bellies expanding, with energy overflowing from their mouths as they breathed. Immediately, they sat cross-legged, operating their cultivation technique, converting this energy into true origin. "Feel free to partake, those who are interested," Lu Yun spoke lightly, regarding those strong individuals looking from a distance. "Haha, naturally. Then I won't be polite." A powerful figure in shiny black armor appeared. Lu Yun looked and felt a bit familiar, then quickly recognized him. "Turns out it's General Wei." "Haha, Saint Child Lu Yun." Wei Zongqing saluted Lu Yun slightly and picked up a piece of beast meat without any hesitation, starting to eat. For a rune seed realm powerhouse like him, the essence of a 6th-rank sea beast's flesh has no major effect on them. However, it can satiate his cravings. Of course, his appearance here had a more important purpose. After a few bites, he put down the meat in his hand and walked to another corner with Lu Yun. "General Wei, now you can say it." Lu Yun spoke with a warm smile on his face, looking at the man in front of him. Their Flying Spirit Martial Academy had followed Wei Zongqing from the Black Mountain sect to the Cloud Sea sect, and from the Cloud Sea sect, transferred to the White Lotus sect. During this period, the man had not had any communication with him. This time, he suddenly approached Lu Yun. If he said there was no purpose, Lu Yun would not believe him at all. Hearing this, Wei Zongcheng's expression turned serious. He looked around to make sure no one was around before opening his mouth. I don't know what Saint Child Lu Yun's view of the Demon Suppression Army is? One Demon Suppression Army? Lu Yun echoed softly, not answering immediately. He started to recall the events he had experienced during this period in his mind, and then he thought of those heavenly-level demon extermination generals he had caught a glimpse of. Chapter 388 Annihilation Invitation from Wei Zongcheng 2-in-1 for many strong people. In the end, Lu Yun only utters 4 words. Hearing such an evaluation, a smile appears on Wei Zongcheng's face. Not to hide from Saint Child Lu Yun, what you see now is just the tip of the iceberg of the Demon Suppression Army. After a slight pause, Wei Zongcheng gets straight to the point. I came to find Saint Child Lu Yun on the orders of my uncle, inviting you to join the Demon Suppression Army. Seeing the serious look on the other party's face, Lu Yun knew that they were not joking and became serious as well. Why invite me when my strength doesn't stand out in the Demon Suppression Army? Potential. Wei Zongcheng explained. The future achievements of every martial academy's Saint Child must be at least at the peak of the Golden Core realm. And after observing you for some time, I think your potential is far more terrifying than that of an average Saint Child. The Golden Core realm will definitely not be your end point. If one day you break through the limits of the Golden Core and become a celestial human, my Far Suppression Legion will share in the glory. There were some words that Wei Zongcheng didn't say. In Central Province and Wu Province, as well as other major martial arts provinces, every time a martial academy's Saint Child appears, every legion of the Demon Suppression Army will make every effort to invite them. As for Lu Yun, who had just become a martial academy's Saint Child, and was from Ling Province with a low realm, he didn't receive much attention. But now, he would be the first to take advantage of the situation. I see. Lu Yun stroked his chin and showed a thoughtful expression. My uncle is Wei Tianluan, the top of the Far Suppression Legion. He instructed that once you join the Demon Suppression Army, you can directly enjoy the treatment of an Earth-rank demon extermination general. And you will be provided with a rune seed-level divine ability and a treasure artifact-level armor in advance. Wei Zongcheng was sincere in his words. Upon hearing this, a trace of an invisible gleam flashed in Lu Yun's eyes. Although he didn't know the significance and value of rune seed-level divine abilities, just having a treasure artifact-level armor was enough to move his heart. Treasure artifact-level armor can change at will. It can be armor in battle and transform into other styles in peace. Most importantly, with the protection of the armor, a general rune seed realm attack can't hurt him. The purple-black star robe he wore was only a superior profound artifact, but it could block the power of a full strike from the rune seed realm by about 70 to 80%. Of course, it's needless to say how powerful the defense of treasure artifact-level armor would be. After thinking for a moment, Lu Yun still shook his head slightly. What, is Saint Child Lu dissatisfied with this treatment? If that's the case, I can talk to my uncle again. After witnessing Lu Yun's demonstration of his strength, Wei Zongcheng's evaluation of him went up a level. As a result, he desperately hoped that Lu Yun would join the Far Suppression Legion. Inviting such a terrifyingly powerful genius to join the Demon Suppression Army would have no small benefits for him. Of course, the most important thing was the potential Lu Yun showed. Geniuses destined to become celestials must be kept at all costs. There are only a few heavenly human realm fighters in the Demon Suppression Army, and their Far Suppression Legion is even more lacking in such power, so they don't have much presence in the Demon Suppression Army. If Lu Yun is invited to join, this situation will change in the near future. General Wei has misunderstood, Lu Yun said, shaking his head. I have an agreement with a close friend waiting for me in the depths of the great wilderness, and I will go to find him." At this point, Lu Yun's mind once again pictured the cold-faced young man. "Just because of that reason, you gave up joining the demon suppression army?" Wei Zongqing paused a little, and then a touch of joy appeared in his eyes. "That's right, only by joining the monster extermination army can I go deep into the great wilderness with them. It's not necessarily that you have to join the monster extermination army to enter the great wilderness. We, the demon suppressing army, can also do it, and it doesn't conflict with your goal. Moreover, the benefits and treatment of the demon suppression army are much better than those of the monster extermination army. As long as you become an Earth-rank demon extermination general, you will have the opportunity to enter some secret realms and forbidden areas, as well as pill and treasures from fighting against the 100 sects." As he said this, Wei Zongqing waved his hand, and a black seal appeared in front of him. "You must know the Black Mountain Seal, the treasure of the Black Mountain sect, the pinnacle of treasure artifacts, but now it belongs to me. Do you know why?" Before Lu Yun could answer, Wei Zongqing said, "As the demon extermination general who captured Black Mountain sect, I have the chance to choose any treasure, regardless of its rank. Isn't this your trophy?" Lu Yun looked surprised. He knew exactly how the other party had obtained this seal. It was captured on the battlefield in a face-to-face battle with the leader of the Black Mountain sect. In Lu Yun's impression, as long as the battle was not over, any spoils of war that were obtained belonged to him. "You're not wrong to say that it is indeed my trophy. But let me tell you, if this Black Mountain seal was obtained after the war, I would still have it, and that's my right, the right of an Earth-rank demon extermination general." Upon hearing this, Lu Yun finally showed interest. If what Wei Zongqing said was true, then if a spirit artifact was captured, wouldn't it belong to him? To be honest, this isn't really a big deal because the demon suppression army won't go to war with the 100 sects too often, so this right isn't that useful. The biggest advantage of being an Earth-rank demon extermination general is the ability to enter secret realms and forbidden areas to seek opportunities and enhance one's own strength. Some secret realms even speed up the passage of time, accelerating cultivation speed. Some even provide excellent places for enlightenment, greatly increasing the chance to comprehend rune seed divine abilities. Many demon extermination generals in our demon suppression army have comprehended powerful rune seed divine abilities with the help of these secret realms. Chapter 389. Earth, Rank Demon Extermination General, 2 treasures. Half an hour later, Lu Yun accompanied Wei Zongqing to the Far Suppression warship. At the same time, Wei Tianluan called upon the numerous Earth-rank demon extermination generals of the Far Suppression Legion, including Master Chongkong of the Martial Academy, representatives of the Alchemist Alliance, and other experts of the Rune Seed Realm. In the main hall, numerous strong figures of Rune Seed Realm and above gathered. Seeing Lu Yun arrive with Wei Zongqing, curiosity flashed in the eyes of these powerful warriors. While waiting for Wei Tianluan, the atmosphere in the hall was filled with silence for a moment. Among them, the representative of the Alchemist Alliance was an old man with white hair, Lu Wuya, a 7th-grade alchemist, with the mid-stage Rune Seed Realm cultivation. Due to his status as a 7th-grade alchemist and representative of the Alchemist Alliance, he sat with Master Chongkong and other Golden Core experts like Dug Yuan and Ling Hu Dao. Lu Yun caught a glimpse of the other 3 Golden Core experts. He had seen Master Chongkong once before, but his face had been obscured by runes and golden light, making him hard to see clearly. This time, he finally got a good look at the other man. Wearing a blue robe, he had a gentle face, thick and tidy eyebrows, and his eyes were full of charisma. He looked like a middle-aged man in his 40s, but as a Golden Core expert, his actual age was certainly much older. Having noticed Lu Yun's gaze, Master Chongkong gave him a faint smile. Their eyes met for a brief moment before both of them averted their gazes. In the following moments, Lu Yun went on to examine Ling Hu Dao and Dug Yuan, two Golden Core realm experts. Both of them appeared middle-aged, fitting for their status as heavenly-level demon extermination generals. Their strong, determined faces and imposing stature, emphasized by their armor, exuded an overwhelming sense of power from afar. Seeing Wei Tianluan hadn't yet arrived, Lu Wuyao was the first to break the silence. "General Linghu, is there something you would like to discuss at this meeting? If not, I still have things to attend to." "Exactly, if there is something for the Demon Suppression Army, General Linghu can say it now." Master Chongkong nodded in agreement. They usually didn't attend formal meetings of the Demon Suppression Army, but this was the first time they had been invited. General Linghu had a calm expression and a gentle smile. "Please don't worry, General Wei will arrive shortly." Seeing Linghu Dao's response, the others couldn't say anything more and began to cultivate in silence. Not long after, an imposing voice echoed in the hall, and a sudden flash of golden light appeared on the throne at the top. A middle-aged man appeared. He had an ordinary appearance, simple and unassuming, but there was something in his presence that made it hard to look directly at him. This was the most powerful heavenly-level demon extermination general of the Far Suppression Legion, Wei Tianluan. After sitting down, his gaze swept swiftly across the hall, settling on Lu Yun for a brief moment before giving him a smile and a nod. After coughing lightly, Wei Tianluan said, "The reason for convening this meeting is to discuss the upcoming march plan. According to the news from above, the Red Moon Demon Sect has allied with the 9 Nether Demon Sect and more than 10 other sects to jointly resist the Demon Suppression Army." Upon hearing this, the entire hall fell into a brief silence. It was already difficult to deal with the Red Moon Demon Sect, and now the addition of the 9 Nether Demon Sect made this war even more challenging. However, other sects joining these forces was already within expectations. "Please tell us directly, General, what your orders are," Wei Tianluan said. "The Blue Blade Legion and more than 10 other legions, due to being attacked by other sects, have been slowed down in their progress. I have received orders to support the closest Blue Blade Legion." Originally, the target of the Blue Blade Legion was the Profound Darkness Sect, one of the 100 sects. However, with the addition of Dragon Tiger Mountain, they found themselves caught in a difficult situation. "We must go as quickly as possible to provide support, otherwise the Blue Blade Legion will suffer heavy losses with enemies on both sides." Upon hearing these words, the faces of those gathered in the hall became solemn. Each legion of the Demon Suppression Army had its own competition, but they were all in it together. If the Blue Blade Legion suffered heavy losses, it would have a negative impact on the Far Suppression Legion and the entire Demon Suppression Army. Master Chongkong and Lu Wuyao also attached great importance to this matter. The battle to subjugate the 100 sects was crucial to the future strength of Morijin and the 9 provinces' human race. Nothing could go wrong. "Please give your orders, General." Wei Tianluan nodded. "Initially, we did not plan to confront Dragon Tiger Mountain, but since they have dared to join the Red Moon Demon Sect's camp, we must suppress them with thunderous force, serving as a warning to the other observing 100 sects." At this point, he paused, his gaze falling on Ling Hu Dao and Master Chongkong, and said decisively, "I ask the two of you to strike with all your might to exterminate the Profound Darkness Sect." Upon hearing this, both Ling Hu Dao and Master Chongkong nodded in agreement. As mid-stage Golden Core experts, they had no pressure in jointly exterminating a sect like Dragon Tiger Mountain. Especially since most of Dragon Tiger Mountain's forces were involved in the war against the Blue Blade Legion, leaving less than half of their strength guarding their mountain gate. Immediately afterwards, Wei Tianluan turned to Lu Wuyao. "Elder Lu, please distribute the stored healing pills to all participating Demon Suppression Army soldiers and other martial artists, free of charge. Once the army recovers to its peak state, we will go all out to support the Blue Blade Legion." "Rest assured, General, I guarantee this will be done before the day is over." There were nearly 200,000 soldiers of the Far Suppression Legion and other participating martial artists. Giving one pill to each person required more than 200,000 pills in total. But Lu Wuya agreed readily, without a moment's hesitation. Upon witnessing this scene, Lu Yun couldn't help but look at Lu Wuya with newfound admiration. If these more than 200,000 pills were to fall into his own hands. Unfortunately, he could only dream about it. No matter how bold he was, he wouldn't dare covet these 200,000 pills. Furthermore, Wei Tianlun's gaze fell upon Lu Yun. During the recent battles, Lu Yun demonstrated an extraordinary fighting prowess, which has greatly contributed to the expansion of our influence in the war. The Demon Suppression Army has always been clear-cut in rewarding contributions, especially our Far Suppression Legion. I invite Lu Yun to join the Far Suppression Legion, promote him to the rank of Earth-rank Demon Extermination General, and bestow upon him a treasure artifact level battle armor and a rune seed level divine ability. Earth-rank Demon Extermination General, treasure armor, rune seed divine ability. The people present show subtle changes in their expressions. Any one of these things would be enough to make anyone feel shocked. But now there are 3 of them. To be promoted to Earth-rank Demon Extermination General, one must at least be at the Rune Seed Realm or have the combat strength of the Rune Seed Realm. Although Lu Yun is powerful, he does not seem to meet any of these requirements. Especially in terms of realms, he is far from these standards. As for treasure armor, it's even more valuable than ordinary treasure artifacts, and extremely hard to find. Typical strong fighters in the Rune Seed realm wouldn't even have the qualifications to obtain treasure artifact level battle armor. Even among the Demon Suppression Army's Earth-rank Demon Extermination Generals, obtaining a set of treasure artifact level battle armor is not easy. Wei Zongqing, who had condensed mid-level rune seeds and is the actual controller of the Far Suppression Legion, and his nephew Wei Tianluan, don't even have treasure artifact level battle armor. From this, it can be seen how precious treasure armor is. As for rune seed level divine abilities, it needs no further explanation. Rune seed divine abilities are extremely precious, peeled off from the rune seeds of those talented fighters who have comprehended divine abilities. Even so, Lu Yun received all 3 at once. At the same time, it also indirectly shows Wei Tianlun's appreciation for Lu Yun. Upon careful thought, considering Lu Yun's identity as a saint child and his terrifying potential, obtaining these items is not excessive. At present, Lu Yun is only in the origin fluid realm. However, in the not-too-distant future, Lu Yun will represent, at the very least, a peak Golden Core realm powerhouse. In the vast Far Suppression Legion, the current strongest person is only at the late Golden Core realm. Even if Wei Tianlun's combat power is astonishing and he has condensed a top-grade Golden Core, the gap between Golden Core realm experts is extremely wide, making it difficult for him to contend against the peak of the Golden Core realm. By investing in a monster talent who will at least become a peak Golden Core realm powerhouse with an Earth-rank Demon Extermination General's identity, a set of treasure armor, and a rune seed divine ability, Wei Tianluan can only profit and not lose from any angle. After understanding this point, those strong fighters all envy Wei Tianluan for obtaining such a monster talent like Lu Yun. However, both Master Chongkong and Lu Huaya's expressions don't show much of a fluctuation. No matter where Lu Yun goes in the future, he is a Martial Academy's person and a Martial Academy's saint child. This cannot be changed. For Lu Wuya, what matters most is alchemy, and everything else is secondary. Moreover, Lu Yun is an honorary executive of their alchemist alliance. Suddenly, everyone congratulates Lu Yun. Wei Zongqing immediately smiles and says, "Congratulations, Brother Lu. Congratulations, General Lu. From now on, we will be colleagues." The other Earth-rank Demon Extermination Generals also express their congratulations. Although they are all stronger than Lu Yun, there is no hint of disdain in their attitude. They sincerely congratulate Lu Yun and treat him as an equal-level powerful fighter. Down below, Lu Yun accepts the command. Thank you, General Wei. He had learned about this news from Wei Zongqing earlier, so he appears very calm. Wei Tianluan smiles and nods, waving his hand. Golden light flashes, and 3 orbs of light fly in front of Lu Yun. The first orb of light disperses, revealing its contents. It is a black gold token with powerful rune energy surging on its surface, making it look very mysterious. On the front of the token are depictions of heaven, earth, mountains, and countless powerful fighters engaged in battle, forming a scene of a battlefield filled with evil qi. On the back are the 3 characters Demon Suppression Army 1 written in a dragon and phoenix dancing style. This is the Earth-rank Demon Extermination General's identity token for the Demon Suppression Army. It performs a similar function as your previous Demon Extermination token, but its mysteriousness far surpasses that of the Demon Extermination token. Lu Yun, you just need to refine it, and all the information about you in the Demon Extermination token will be transferred to the Demon Extermination General token. Lu Yun nods, offering a strand of his spirit to refine it. Name: Lu Yun. Identity: Earth-rank Demon Extermination General. Demon Extermination points, 13,200. After Lu Yun's Demon Extermination General token is refined, another ball of light disperses, revealing the treasure inside. It's a black battle armor emitting a faint cold light, giving people a heavy, oppressive feeling. This is treasure armor, exclusive to the Demon Suppression Army. Its size, color, and appearance can change at will, but to unleash its strongest defense, you'll need to use its current form. Upon hearing this, Lu Yun immediately recalls that during the previous battles, almost all the Demon Extermination Generals wore dark and deep black armor. However, once the battles ended, they wore various styles of clothing. However, I need to remind you that activating the battle armor's defense consumes a great deal of energy, especially at your current realm. Don't activate its strongest defense unless it's a critical moment. Lu Yun nods and takes the battle armor. Subsequently, his gaze falls on the last orb of light. Compared to the other 2 orbs of light, this orb is even more mysterious. Lu Yun senses a powerful rune energy from within it. Chapter 390. The 18th Warship, under the command of Demon Extermination General. The ball of light dispersed, revealing the true appearance of the object within. Upon seeing the object inside, a hint of surprise flashed in Lu Yun's eyes. This is not a divine rune seed ability. This is clearly a rune seed. Although he had never seen a rune seed before, the runes permeating its surface and the intertwined power of the laws proved it to be one. What made it different from a real rune seed was its lack of any vitality, as it was lustrous and white like a fist-sized piece of white jade, exuding an indescribable crystalline beauty and mysteriousness. It was not large, but it was densely covered with numerous runes. Lu Yun estimated that there were at least 80. Just by looking at it for a moment, he felt as if there was a powerful force lurking within, causing his blood to churn. This immediately astonished Lu Yun, as this was merely an ownerless rune seed, yet just by looking at it for a few moments, it displayed such astonishing might. This rune seed carries 83 runes and was obtained by the Demon Suppression Army when they killed 100 sect rune seed realm demon, Wei Tianluan kindly reminded him. Lu Yun nodded, took the rune seed into his hands and gently rubbed it, feeling its smooth warmth that was incredibly comfortable to hold, cooling right to the bone. Everyone who witnessed this scene was incredibly envious. After all, that represented a divine ability. To obtain a divine rune seed ability, there were only 2 methods. One was to comprehend one's own rune seed divine ability. This method had extremely high requirements for talent, comprehension, and luck. Even with a high-quality rune seed, one might not necessarily be able to comprehend their unique divine ability. The second method was to perceive another person's rune seed and comprehend the divine ability contained within. To achieve this, one must first obtain a rune seed with a divine ability of its own. However, those martial artists who could comprehend their own divine rune seed abilities were exceedingly rare, as they had terrifying talent and combat power, making it extremely difficult to obtain one. Afterward, Wei Tianluan retracted his gaze and said solemnly, "General Ling Hu and true Master Chongkong can now set off to eradicate Dragon Tiger Mountain. As for the rest, quickly rest and recuperate to your best condition. The army will move out in 3 days." After leaving the main hall, Lu Yun was taken to a battleship by Wei Zongqing. "Brother Lu, this is the 18th battleship of the Far Suppression Legion. It was originally under the control of another Earth-rank demon extermination general. However, he fell not long ago at the hands of a White Lotus sect expert. From now on, you are the person in charge of the 18th battleship, with more than 9,000 demon suppression army soldiers under your command." As they spoke, the two of them were walking towards a grand hall. At this moment, many demon extermination generals had already gathered in the hall. There were only 4 levels of demon extermination generals in the demon suppression army: Heavenly, Earth, Black, and Yellow, corresponding to the Golden Core Realm, Rune Seed Realm, Gold Body Realm, and Origin Fluid Realm. It was evident that the demon extermination generals present in the hall belonged to the Black and Yellow rank. "Yi Xian, have you heard? Our new general has arrived," a black-rank demon extermination general whispered to a martial artist beside him. "I know," said Yi Xian, a dismissive Earth-rank demon extermination general with an indifferent tone, as he then remained silent. "But I heard that the new general is just a wet-behind-the-ears brat, and most importantly, he's only at the Origin Fluid Realm. How can someone like him become our general and oversee the rest of us? In my opinion, you're already close to the Rune Seed Realm, just lacking the Thunder Tribulation. It would be better to have you become our new general. Currently, I am not in the Rune Seed Realm, nor do I have the combat power of that realm. Without the necessary strength, taking that position would only harm both myself and my subordinates," Yi Xian stated matter-of-factly. He was very rational and understood the importance of that position. Being an Earth-rank demon extermination general was not only about status and power but also responsibility and burden, as it meant being responsible for the lives of thousands or even tens of thousands of demon suppression army soldiers. But the new general is just a little brat. Can he shoulder such responsibility? Can he ensure our safety and that of our subordinates? At this time, another black-rank demon extermination general also chimed in. "We don't need to worry about that. If the higher-ups have assigned him as an Earth-rank demon extermination general, they must have their reasons. Our job is to obey orders." Yi Xian remained unmoved. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoed into the hall, and the chatter within the hall ceased as everyone stood up and focused their gaze on the entrance. They saw Earth-rank demon extermination General Wei Zongqing and a handsome young man walking side by side into the hall. At this moment, everyone's attention was fixated on the young man. Under everyone's gaze, Wei Zongqing and Lu Yun strode calmly to the front of the hall. Wei Zongqing stepped forward with a sudden solemn expression. "Everyone, this is Lu Yun, a newly appointed Earth-rank demon extermination general and your new general. From now on, all your actions will be under the command of General Lu. Have I made myself clear?" "Clear." Synchronized, resounding voices filled the hall. Seeing this, Wei Zongqing smiled faintly, then looked at Lu Yun who was on his side. "Brother Lu, these are the demon extermination generals under your command. There are 19 black-rank demon extermination generals and 132 yellow-rank demon extermination generals. From now on, this matter will be handed over to you. I have other important matters to attend to, so I'll take my leave first." "Alright, take care, Brother Wei." Lu Yun knew that the other party's swift departure was meant to let him deal with this mess himself. Nevertheless, he didn't mind. If he couldn't even keep these people in check, then he wouldn't need to be an Earth-rank demon extermination general. After Wei Zongqing left, the silence in the main hall vanished, and people began to whisper amongst themselves. Moreover, because Lu Yun paid no attention to them for the time being, these whispers grew louder and louder. It could be said that, aside from a few demon extermination generals, most of them were whispering to each other. After several transformations, Lu Yun's spiritual power had greatly increased, and with it, his sixth senses had also been greatly enhanced. He could clearly hear the quiet discussions taking place within the hall. This newly arrived general is so young, is he really qualified to be our general? Only at the origin fluid realm? I'm afraid he is some strong person's offspring, who came to the demon suppression army for practice by relying on connections. Discussions like this initially dominated the room, but soon someone said, "Didn't General Wei introduce him just now? Our new general is Lu Yun, isn't he? So what if he's Lu Yun? He's still only in the origin fluid realm." As soon as these words were spoken, they attracted the disdain of the crowd around. "You don't even know Lu Yun? Rumor has it that he's the newly promoted saint child of the Martial Academy, not only incredibly talented, but also possessing terrifying combative power. He has killed half-step rune seed realms in direct confrontations, and has escaped from the hands of rune seed realm experts more than once. So it's Lu Yun, then we have got a heavenly pride-level general." Gradually, as they became aware of the identity and background of the young man before them, their attitudes began to slowly change. Not to mention Lu Yun's identity as a saint child, just his terrifying ability to fight across realms was already widely known within the Far Suppression Legion. Having such a monster as their general was an honor for them. The stronger the general they followed, the better the benefits they would reap in war. Gradually, the voices in the hall began to fade and everyone grew silent as they turned their eyes to Lu Yun. But at this point, those gazes contained no scrutiny or doubt anymore. Instead, it was anticipation and admiration. This change somewhat surprised Lu Yun. At first, he had let things be, planning to single out one or two troublemakers and make an example of them. However, these guys didn't follow his script at all. Nevertheless, without needing to take any action and simply relying on his previous reputation, he was satisfied to have subdued this group of proud and unruly individuals. "I believe you have all guessed my identity by now. That's right, I am Lu Yun. You already know me, but I don't know you. Next, you will each introduce yourselves." Lu Yun's gaze fell on Yi Xian, who was standing in the front, and said, "Let's start with you." Yi Xian nodded, stepped forward with a fist salute. Yi Xian, Black Rank Demon Extermination General, Half-Step Rune Seed Realm. Lu Yun nodded slightly. He was rather satisfied with Yi Xian. From the moment he entered the main hall, he had been deliberately and unintentionally observing the people within. Yi Xian was one of the few who had remained silent throughout. Moreover, from the current situation, Yi Xian was among the most powerful of the many demon extermination generals under his command. However, Lu Yun didn't show his preferences, and after giving a slight nod, he looked at the next person. "Next. Reporting to the general, my name is Qing Ho, Black Rank Demon Extermination General, Golden Body Realm Peak." Qing Ho was the one who had been speaking with Yi Xian before Lu Yun arrived. At this moment, he dared not look directly into Lu Yun's eyes. After all, he didn't know whether his previous words had contained any offense. Unfortunately, Lu Yun's expression remained indifferent, and after nodding slightly, he looked at another person. "Reporting to the general, my name is Fang Hui, Black Rank Demon Extermination General, Golden Body Realm Peak." Reporting to the general, my name is. Soon, everyone in the main hall had completed their self-introductions, and regardless of how talkative they were, the information presented during their introductions was fairly minimal, including only their names, positions, and current realms. However, through these introductions, Lu Yun got a general idea of the strength of the demon extermination generals under his command. Among them, there was only one at the half-step rune seed realm, which was Yi Xian. There were 3 at the golden body realm peak, named Qing Ho, Fang Hui, and Meng Fan. There were 6 at the late golden body realm, 7 at the middle golden body realm, and 2 at the early golden body realm. As for why there were fewer people in the early and middle golden body realms, it was easy to guess that they had fallen during the battle with the White Lotus sect. As for the remaining yellow-rank demon extermination generals, more than 10 had already reached the peak of the origin fluid realm, and it shouldn't be long before they could fill the vacancies of the black-rank demon extermination generals. Chapter 391. Massive Energy Value, Refinement of Spiritual Object. That day, all the Demon Suppression Army soldiers and martial artists each received a pill. The pill's grade was matched to their martial arts realm. Although Lu Yun was only in the origin fluid realm, due to his Earth-rank demon extermination general status, he received a 7th grade pill. This was Lu Yun's first encounter with a 7th grade pill. The pill was round and emitted a faint golden halo. It seemed as if a miniature golden dragon was roaring and growling at Lu Yun inside the halo. It is indeed a pure yang pill. Just looking at it makes me want to swallow it immediately. Lu Yun's mouth curls into a smile, very satisfied. The pure yang pill can not only heal injuries, but the ample energy it contains can also help powerful rune seed realm martial artists quickly recover their law power. For Lu Yun, this meant a huge amount of energy value. He raised his hand and urged the golden pure yang strong origin. In a short time, he wrapped the pill and began the refinement process. Refreshing, it's just too refreshing. The energy contained within the pure yang pill is immense. As Lu Yun refined it, the energy value on the system panel skyrocketed at an incredible rate. Plus energy value 40,000. When the pure yang pill was fully refined, Lu Yun's energy value surged by 40,000. Adding the remaining 95,000 from before, he now had a total of 135,000. Immediately after, Lu Yun took out all of the previously collected White Lotus pills, preparing to refine them all in one go. There were hundreds of White Lotus pills. Among them, there were 11 supreme ones, one of them from Lei Kang. There were 18 high-quality White Lotus pills, 115 mid-level White Lotus pills, and 425 low-quality White Lotus pills. Looking at the White Lotus pills placed in front of him, enveloped in a sacred light, Lu Yun's eyes were filled with burning desire. It was the first time he had so many pills at once. I wonder how much my energy value will soar after I refine all these White Lotus pills. Lu Yun forcefully suppressed the excitement in his heart and began to refine the White Lotus pills at an astonishing speed. A golden pure yang strong origin wrapped around the batch of low-quality White Lotus pills. Low-quality White Lotus pills are equivalent to 4th-grade pills. Just refining one would increase Lu Yun's energy value by 150. After refining all the low-quality White Lotus pills, the energy value on the panel surged by 64,000. Next, he continued to refine the mid-level White Lotus pills. Energy value surged by 100,000. After taking a short break, when his spirit was at its peak, he refined the high-quality White Lotus pills. Energy value surged by 135,000. Finally, after refining the 11 supreme White Lotus pills, the energy value surged by 165,000. Panel. Name: Lu Yun. Influence: Flying Spirit Martial Academy Demon Suppression Army Cultivation Technique. Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon, Origin Fluid Chapter, Perceive Truth. Astonishing Wind Saber Manual, 5th Layer. Destruction 100%. Life Destruction Saber Techniques, 2nd Layer. Unparalleled Blood Blade 100%. Wind Thunder Manual, 3rd Layer. Instant Horizon, 100%. Fist Scripture, 2nd Layer. Sky Lion Shaking the Sky 100%. Finger Scripture, 1st Layer. Formless Tribulation Finger, 100%. Innate talent, level 9 martial arts. Origin fluid realm peak energy value, 599,000 automatically increase by 8 every day. Conception, slaughter conception, 6th rank 1%, thunder conception, 6th rank 1%, spatial conception, 6th rank 1%. Skill, level 6 alchemy technique, 27%. Gift white lotus flame, 6th rank 1%. Luck value, 73, Martial Academy's Saint Child, increases by 1 each day. Earth rank Demon Extermination General, increases by 1 each day. When he opened the panel again, the energy value reached an unprecedented breakthrough, exceeding 500,000 and almost reaching 600,000. Such a huge energy value left Lu Yun dumbfounded, not knowing how to allocate the point. At this moment, he suddenly noticed that there seemed to be some changes in the information on the panel. There's an addition of Demon Suppression Army. His mind was immediately attracted to the information in the influence column. No, the luck value has also changed. This time, the increase of luck value changed from increasing by 1 each day to 2 per day. Both the titles of Martial Academy's Saint Child and Earth Rank Demon Extermination General can provide me with luck value. Lu Yun stroked his chin, appearing to be deep in thought. Maybe, the more titles I have, the faster I can obtain luck value. He recalled that before becoming the Martial Academy's Saint Child, there was no luck value on the system panel. That is to say, to increase the accumulation speed of luck value, one has to obtain a higher status. With this in mind, Lu Yun had a new idea on how to quickly accumulate luck value. I have to quickly convert nearly 600,000 energy value into strength. Lu Yun's mind soon focused on the huge energy value, and he began to weigh his options. At present, he has already become an Earth-rank Demon Extermination General and gained some fame. His name has probably spread among the 100 sects, and he will surely be targeted in the next encounter. Without sufficient strength, he will not be able to cope with the upcoming crisis. Moreover, he has nearly 10,000 Demon Suppression Army soldiers behind him. If his strength does not reach the level of an Earth-rank Demon Extermination General, he will not only be unable to protect the safety of his soldiers, but also may bring danger to them. Understanding this, Lu Yun's urgency to enhance his strength grew stronger and stronger. With a thought, 4 rays of brilliance suddenly flew out in the cultivation room. They were a metal attribute spiritual object, dragon pattern red flame purple gold. An earth attribute spiritual object, 1000-year extreme sun earth. A wood attribute spiritual object, polyporous black wood. A water attribute spiritual object, 9-yang holy water. The white lotus flame is a fire attribute spiritual object and has already completely merged with my body, so there's no need to refine it further. However, the higher the grade of attribute spiritual objects, the higher the potential of the gold body that can be created. Now that I have plenty of energy values, I can further enhance the grade of the white lotus flame, which may yield unexpected results. With this thought, Lu Yun immediately prepared to allocate points. He checked the panel and saw that each time the 6th rank white lotus flame was upgraded, it required the consumption of 2,000 energy values. Now that Lu Yun was wealthy and thick-skinned, he wanted to create the strongest potential gold body and did not hesitate. Add points. Consumption. It didn't take long for 200,000 energy values to be consumed. At the same time, the white lotus flame was also elevated to the 7th rank. In an instant, Lu Yun felt that his body, even his blood, was filled with violent factors. This feeling was as if he had transformed into a ball of fire, a fire that burned everything, raging and extremely uncomfortable. This state lasted for an hour before it ended. Lu Yun opened his eyes slightly, and 2 incredibly hot white flames burst forth from his pupils. Raising his hands with a thought, a vast flame surged out, enveloping both palms. In this flame, he felt a sense of coolness, and all the furnishings in the cultivation room were instantly melted by the high temperature emitted by the flame. Seeing this, Lu Yun's eyes were filled with divine light. The power of the white lotus flame had increased several times after it reached the 7th rank. In addition to this, Lu Yun faintly felt that countless violent factors surrounded the entire cultivation room and even the whole world. These violent factors were very close to his flesh body. Lu Yun stretched out his hand to touch these violent factors, but failed. Could these be laws? Somehow, such a thought suddenly came to Lu Yun's mind. The laws can only be sensed and touched by those in the golden body realm. Martial artists below the golden body realm, regardless of their talent, cannot touch or sense them. Removing their mortal bodies and forging their gold bodies, only then would they be qualified to touch the laws of heaven and earth. Now, under the tempering of the 7th rank white lotus flame, although Lu Yun's flesh had not completed the gold body tempering, he was able to further sense the existence of laws in the heaven and earth. As long as the other 4 attribute spiritual objects were thoroughly refined, combined with the 5 elements, he would be able to forge a golden body at once, and sense and touch the laws of the world. With this in mind, Lu Yun's spirit surged. He activated his Yuan Hai, and the pure Yang strong origin appeared, covering the 4 rays of light in front of him. Then, a clump of pure white water emerged, forming a fist-sized water ball. Wrapped by the pure Yang strong origin, it rotated around Lu Yun's body. Next, a dragon-patterned purple-gold stone appeared, wrapped in the pure Yang strong origin like the 9 Yang holy water, also revolving around Lu Yun's body. The 1,000-year extreme sun earth and polyporous black wood, both earth and wood attribute spiritual objects, followed suit. The 4 spiritual objects of different attributes were wrapped in the pure Yang strong origin and rotated at an extremely high speed. Under the immense pure Yang strong origin, in almost no time at all, these 4 top-tier attribute spiritual objects began to rapidly shrink, transforming into 4 differently colored energies that poured into Lu Yun's flesh. Each attribute spiritual object's energy could potentially burst the body of an origin fluid realm practitioner. Therefore, even those who were lucky enough to possess such high-grade attribute spiritual objects seldom dared to use them for forging gold bodies in the origin fluid realm. Even those monster-level talents, with their solid foundations in the origin fluid realm, would refine these high-level spiritual objects one by one, then slowly integrate them. Now, however, Lu Yun was forcibly refining them with almost brutal force, without any sense of reluctance or his body exploding. With a flesh body equivalent to the strength of 5 dragons, this amount of energy didn't intimidate him at all. At the moment of refining the 4 kinds of attribute spiritual objects, Lu Yun's breath also swelled uncontrollably. At the same time, he faintly felt the existence of various elements in heaven and earth. Violent, gentle, full of vitality, and full of tolerance. In addition, there were various intertwined divine lights, which were incredibly mysterious. This sensation lasted for a while. Immediately afterward, his mind was attracted by the changes in his body. As soon as the energy of the 4 different attributes of gold, wood, water, and earth entered his body, the white lotus flame hidden in his blood and flesh suddenly awakened. The energy of the 5 different attributes began to move within Lu Yun's body. It was like 5 flood dragons of different colors roaming through the meridians, shuttling through every inch of his flesh, bones, and blood. After going through every bone, every inch of skin, and every drop of blood, these 5 flood dragons began to merge slowly, finally forming a brand new golden dragon. Chapter 392. Thunderstorm Body Tempering, Golden Lotus emerges, late stage of Golden Body Realm. At the moment the Golden Dragon formed, Lu Yun's breath could no longer be suppressed and rose again. Boom boom boom. Clouds of tribulation began to gather in the sky, rumbling with thunder. The sudden change startled all the soldiers and the demon suppression army on the number 18 warship. Tribulation clouds, Did Yi Xian trigger the thunder tribulation? After seeing the huge mass of dark clouds gathering above the warship, everyone thought the same thing. On the number 18 warship, only Yi Xian had condensed the rune seed, reaching a level that could trigger the thunder tribulation. The highest realm attained by the others were Qing Ho, Fang Hui, and Meng Fan. They were currently only at the peak of the golden body realm and hadn't condensed the rune seed, so they didn't qualify to trigger the thunder tribulation. It's not me. At this time, Yi Xian also came out of the room, looked up at the rolling dark clouds in the sky and frowned slightly. This doesn't seem to be the 1-3 thunder tribulation. Under everyone's gaze, Yi Xian slowly spoke, although his tone was somewhat uncertain. Seeing Yi Xian show up but the tribulation clouds in the sky not dissipating, they knew that Yi Xian was not the cause of the change. The others asked puzzledly, if it's not the 1-3 thunder tribulation, could it possibly be the 2-6 thunder tribulation? Usually, martial artists who break through from the golden body realm to the rune seed realm have to go through the 1-3 thunder tribulation. Breaking through from the rune seed realm to the golden core realm requires going through the 2-6 thunder tribulation. Advancing into the celestial human realm necessitates going through the 3-9 heaven tribulation. The tribulation clouds gathering in the sky now seemed more terrifying than the ordinary 1-3 thunder tribulation, but far less than the 2-6 thunder tribulation. Yi Xian shook his head, his eyes still fixed on the increasingly terrifying tribulation clouds above, and said, if it were really the 1-3 thunder tribulation or the 2-6 thunder tribulation, the thunder tribulation would definitely be more terrifying and affected by me and others. However, have you noticed that the thunder tribulation brewing in the sky is not affected by us? After Yi Xian's comment, everyone else immediately noticed the difference. Could this be the extreme tribulation? Qing Hao's gaze shifted, and then he spoke with some uncertainty. That's right, the extreme tribulation. It's said that when one's origin fluid realm cultivation reaches its peak, fusing top-notch attribute spiritual objects allows one to create the most terrifying gold body, triggering the legendary extreme tribulation. Extreme tribulation is both a punishment and a reward, targeting the person triggering the tribulation and is not affected by others. It seems that General Liu is about to break through. Almost at the same time, everyone thought of who it was that had triggered the thunder tribulation. Across the entire number 18 warship, or even the entire Far Suppression Legion, only their general could trigger such a thunder tribulation. While Qing Ho and others were amazed, Yi Xian shook his head slightly. Any thunder tribulation is a huge challenge for martial artists and may endanger their lives. The extreme tribulation was even more terrifying than the ordinary 1-3 thunder tribulation. An ordinary half-step rune seed realm might not be able to withstand a single blow. Even though Lu Yun had astonishing martial prowess and was capable of slaughtering those in the half-step rune seed realm, overcoming this thunder tribulation wouldn't be so easy. At this moment, Lu Yun emerged from the cultivation room, looking at the rolling black clouds in the sky, his handsome face calm and his eyes unstartled. Yi Xian, Qing Ho, activate the warship's array to block the tribulation cloud's attacks. With a command, Lu Yun's body shot towards the sky, standing still above it. Soon, this scene caught the attention of many strong practitioners, and they all came out from the other warships, looking up at the increasingly heavy tribulation cloud. Which bastard wants to die and dares to trigger the thunder tribulation here? For a moment, many strong practitioners' faces changed, and they cursed. Quick, activate the array. Within an instant, each warship emitted a beam of light that soared into the sky, forming a powerful protective barrier, cutting off all contact with the outside. Even if he wanted to go through the tribulation, he should have at least informed everyone instead of making us so scared. Seeing the protective barriers rising everywhere, those who had been frightened regained their composure, looked up at the sky, eager to know who had scared them so much. Boom, boom, boom. Under the rumbling thunder, there was a handsome young man. That's the newly appointed Earth-rank demon extermination General Lu Yun? At this moment, the thunder tribulation finally turned into a lightning torrent and descended. The terrifying momentum even caused some of the already advanced Rune Seed Realm practitioners to feel horrified. Lu Yun was now standing in the void, his black hair flowing with golden light, fluttering in the wind. His black robe billowing, he looked like an immortal ready to ride the wind away, not at all like someone about to face the tribulation. Lu Yun waved a single hand, and the vast primordial sea behind him surged, forming a strong and vigorous attraction force. The torrent of lightning fell directly and was swept towards him, bombarding Lu Yun's body. In an instant Lu Yun's body shook. Inside him, countless golden blood rose, echoing with the vast primordial sea behind him, and numerous golden tiger phantoms appeared, carrying an overwhelming aura of defiance to the heavens. Roar! With the roars of 100 tigers, the rolling thunder poured into Lu Yun's body. 100,000 thunder tribulations will forge my immortal gold body. Under such a terrifying thunder tribulation, Lu Yun was not afraid, but instead actively absorbed it, using it as a means to temper his body. Boom! 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 Thunder continued to strike down, causing tremors in the skies above the number 18 warship. Numerous tribulation lightning bolts descended, ruthlessly pounding on the protective shield, causing the massive warship to shake. Such a terrifying thunder tribulation fell on Lu Yun, but it could not hurt him. At most, it made his body tremble continuously. He's like a monster, attracting thunder tribulation just by stepping into the golden body realm. Many people stared in amazement, unable to speak for a long time. As far as they knew, nearly every martial artist's first tribulation crossing occurred when they advanced from the golden body realm to the rune seed realm. But Lu Yun brought this thunder tribulation forward by a whole major realm. If you don't have common sense, please read more books to avoid embarrassment. The thunder tribulation Lu Yun attracted is the extreme thunder tribulation, which can only be triggered by peerless evildoers. In Morijin, there are so many heavenly prides, but only a very few can attract this extreme thunder tribulation. Each one is a celestial human. An older Earth-rank demon extermination general retorted pompously. I've also heard of extreme thunder tribulation. It's a kind of disguised reward from the law of nature for evildoers who practice to the extreme in the origin fluid realm. However, it's said that this kind of thunder tribulation is extremely terrifying, far more powerful and dangerous than ordinary thunder tribulation. Many evildoers both love and hate it, but for Lu Yun, instead of being apprehensive, Lu Yun treated the thunder tribulation as nourishment to temper his own body. It can only be said that Lu Yun is not an ordinary evildoer. His potential is likely far above other saint children, other low-rank demon extermination generals, and rune seed realm experts from the martial academies all shook their heads with a bitter smile. The talent Lu Yun displayed left them unable to feel any jealousy, and instead their Tao hearts felt like they were collapsing. The martial artists who were still in the origin fluid realm, on the other hand, had even more mixed emotions. If they were under this kind of thunder tribulation, they would probably be instantly bombarded into ashes. The saint child actually attracted the legendary extreme thunder tribulation. Lei Kang's face turned red with excitement, while Bailey E. Guyuan and the others from the Flying Spirit Martial Academy were full of admiration. I don't think it will be long before the name Lu Yun will shake the 100 sects and cause a sensation throughout Morijin. Indeed, nowadays, with the advent of celestial humans and the arrival of the era of great contention, no one and no power can stop the progress of Morijin. Those who knew some secrets talked with each other. In the end, the thunder tribulation could not do anything to Lu Yun. On the contrary, the aura on his body became more condensed and powerful. Disperse! With a horizontal push of his fist, countless golden fierce tigers leaped out from the vast primordial sea, roaring towards the sky. The thunderclouds were swept upside down and scattered throughout the sky. With the tribulation cloud dispersing, the phenomenon did not disappear. In an instant, within tens of thousands of miles, countless heavenly and earthly spiritual chi surged and swept towards the same direction. This scene shocked everyone's hearts. What was even more astonishing was that after the tribulation clouds dispersed, numerous stars fell from the sky and formed a mysterious halo, enveloping Lu Yun. As the heavenly and earthly spiritual chi converged and the power of the stars descended, the mysterious halo became even more brilliant. Suddenly, the void trembled, and everyone could feel this change. Even those extremely stable warships began to shake slightly. What's going on? Those who didn't understand were all taken aback. However, they were soon attracted by the sudden phenomenon that appeared before them. They saw golden lotus flowers rising around Lu Yun, blooming dazzling golden light, and began to revolve around his body. The spiritual chi from tens of thousands of miles away, as well as the force of descending stars from the void, surged like torrents and crazily merged into Lu Yun's body. I've heard that after the extreme thunder tribulation, there is a surge of spiritual chi, star-bearing body feedback, but never have I seen golden lotuses appear. Wei Zongqing, Hong Xingwu, Zhuang Ziyuan, and other Earth-rank rune seed realm experts looked at each other and saw shock and disbelief in each other's eyes. Although they were witnessing the extreme thunder tribulation for the first time, they had heard many rumors about it. But they had never heard of the phenomenon of golden lotuses appearing before, as if it was exclusive to Lu Yun. 9 radiant golden lotuses revolved around Lu Yun's body. Eventually, they all merged into his body. In an instant, a huge pressure radiated from Lu Yun's body, and all the phenomena were completely dispersed. The peerless Lu Yun, with divine wind, appeared before everyone's eyes. At this moment, he had an inexplicable sense of Tao rhyme compared to before. At the same time, if someone looked closely, they would find that Lu Yun's cultivation was not at the early stage of the Golden Body Realm, but had directly jumped to the latter stage of the Golden Body Realm. The Golden Body Realm was divided into 4 stages: early, middle, late, and peak. Upon reaching the peak, one would begin to inscribe runes. After that, the runes would be combined and condensed into a rune seed, increasing the lifespan by another 100 years. It usually took at least 100 years for average heavenly prides to reach this level. Now, not even 15 years old, Lu Yun had reached the late stage of the Golden Body Realm, only a few steps away from the rune seed. He was simply unimaginably monstrous. At this age, the average heavenly prides were still lingering between the transforming origin realm and the origin fluid realm. Gu Yuan, with 8-star innate talent and taking the head of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy as his master, had only just barely entered the origin fluid realm. Aside from the sudden increase in realm, the biggest change was in his physical body, or rather, his unbeaten golden body. A rich vitality filled the air, permeating with surging blood, almost forming a powerful blood furnace. This was the terrifying aspect of Golden Body Realm expert. At the same time, those factors that had been previously wandering between heaven and earth, untouchable, had now become easily accessible just by reaching out. Even, as long as Lu Yun was willing, he could capture them right now and merge them with his Yuan Hai to inscribe runes. Being at the late stage of the Golden Body Realm and able to inscribe runes was simply unheard of. Chapter 393. Dragon Tiger Celestial Master, leader of Profound Darkness sect. Apart from his realm, Lu Yun used the power of Thunder Tribulation to refine his Thunder conception from the 6th rank at 1% to 6th rank at 52%. Each progress in the 6th rank of Thunder Conception demands the expenditure of 2,000 energy values. In other words, with the power of Thunder Tribulation, Lu Yun effectively saved 100,000 energy values. Furthermore, after advancing to the late stage of the Golden Body Realm, the final part of his pure Yang martial arts canon, the Golden Body episode, went directly into the stage of great achievement. Most of his energy values on the panel have already been consumed. After the starlight infusion and the emergence of the golden lotus, Lu Yun's foundation was thoroughly solidified, and he began to add points frantically. Lu Yun in the late stage of the golden body realm, his physical strength has reached 2 billion caddies, which equates to the strength of 200 dragons. This is simply horrifying. Other late-stage golden body realm practitioners, their physical strength at most reaches 5 dragons' strength. Even those top heavenly prides, during their late stage of the golden body realm, only reach 10 to 20 dragons' strength. Lu Yun, he has the strength of 200 dragons. They simply cannot compare. Ignoring the spectators in the void, Lu Yun opened his panel to check for changes. Name: Lu Yun Power, Flying Spirit Martial Academy Cultivation Technique, Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon Golden Body Episode, Great Accomplishment 36%, Astonishing Wind Extreme Saber Manual 5th Layer, Destruction 100%, Life Destruction Saber Techniques 2nd Layer, Unparalleled Blood Blade 100%, Wind Thunder Manual 3rd Layer, Instant Horizon 100%, Fist Scripture 2nd Layer, Sky Lion Shaking the Sky 100%, Finger Scripture 1st Layer, Formless Tribulation Finger 100%. Innate Talent, Level 9 Martial Arts, Late Stage of Golden Body Realm Energy Value, 399,000 Increase automatically by 50 daily, Conception, Slaughter Conception, 6th rank 1%, Thunder Conception, 6th rank 52%, Spatial Conception, 6th rank 1%. Skills, Level 6 Alchemy Technique, 27%. Talent, White Lotus Flame, 7th rank 1%. Luck Value, 73, Note 1. Luck value can increase the grade of weapons or treasures and fuse the same type of weapons. Note 2. As the Saint Child of Flying Spirit Martial Academy increases by 1 daily, as the Earth Rank Demon Extermination General of Demon Suppression Army increases by 1 daily. Subsequently, he also opened the dedicated panel for Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon. Golden Body Episode. For each progress in the entry level, it consumes 500 energy values. In the small achievement level, each progress consumes 1000 energy values. In the great achievement level, each progress consumes 1500 energy values. In the perfection level, each progress consumes 2000 energy values. The remaining energy values are enough to elevate the Golden Body episode to the level above perfection. The Golden Body episode of Pure Yang Martial Arts Canon has advanced to the stage of great accomplishment, and my foundation is not unstable at all, and there is no issue with my mental state. This should be related to my feedback response. Lu Yun recalled the phenomena of the starlight infusion and the emergence of the golden lotus after the end of the thunder tribulation. It was because of this that he was able to ascend from the early stage of the golden body realm to the late stage. After entering the golden body realm, his cultivation began to differ from before. Previously, it was only accumulation of the body and true origin. After the golden body realm, it becomes important to focus on the precipitation of one's mental state. Your mental state can be precipitated with time or honed through combat. Next, he will be assisting the Blue Blade Legion, fighting against the Profound Darkness sect. The Profound Darkness sect's strength and influence are about the same as the White Lotus sect, but its resources and heritage are stronger. Thus, it will undeniably be another intense battle. The baptism of life and death battle can indeed hone one's mental state. Once I reach the peak of the golden body realm, I will start engraving the runes, Lu Yun thought to himself. He still has hundreds of thousands of energy values at present, and for a significant period moving forward, his main task will be to consume these energy values. Lu Yun became curious as to how many law runes he could engrave, and what quality of rune seed he could condense. Let's set a small goal first, a superior rune seed. Lu Yun stood tall with his hands behind his back, laughed lightly with his head tilted towards the sky. Lu Yun's extreme thunder tribulation came quickly and departed just as quickly, swiftly drawing a close to the stage. The strong practitioners of the Rune Seed realm and the big battleships and other heavenly prides, as they left, their faces still carried shock and astonishment. To them, Lu Yun's performance this time was simply mind-blowing. It would take a long time to soothe this shock. Some young origin fluid realm heavenly prides held Lu Yun as their idol deep in their hearts, silently making a vow that even if they could not invoke extreme thunder tribulation, they would still lay the most solid foundation in the origin fluid realm. The most excited and overjoyed were the people of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy and the Demon Suppression Army soldiers of the number 18 battleship. Their saint child, General, invincible in the Golden Body realm when he was at the Origin Fluid realm. Now, having invoked extreme thunder tribulation, forging an unparalleled Golden Body, stepping directly onto the late stage of the Golden Body realm, they wondered what kind of fighting capability he will have next. Everyone knew that soon, Lu Yun's fame would once again spread widely. By then, it won't just be a name for heavenly talents or demons, it will be a name for the strong. In the blink of an eye, 2 days passed leisurely. Far Suppression Legion marched towards the profound darkness domain. A grand and heavy voice, like an order from God, echoed from the void, spreading across a radius of 10,000 miles. Abiding by General's command. Abiding by General's command. Boom. One by one, colossal battleships started to activate, stirring powerful waves, rising into the sky, heading towards the profound darkness domain in great force. The profound darkness domain was the vast area governed by one of the 100 sects, the profound darkness sect. Presently, within the main base of the profound darkness sect, a howling noise that shook the universe and made the stars fall could be heard. All beings within a radius of tens of thousands of miles felt an overwhelming pressure as if the world was ending. Chapter 394. Dragon Tiger Celestial Master, Leader of Profound Darkness Sect _2, the Celestial Master of Dragon Tiger Mountain is angry, but why? A disciple of the Profound Darkness Sect turned pale and spoke with trepidation. At present, Dragon Tiger Mountain and the Profound Darkness Sect were working together, crushing the Demon Suppression Army's Blue Blade Legion everywhere, and would soon eliminate them within the Profound Darkness domain. For this reason, the two supreme Golden Core experts of Dragon Tiger Mountain and the Profound Darkness Sect had gathered to discuss the distribution of war spoils. However, the sudden anger of the Celestial Master of Dragon Tiger Mountain caused the lower-level martial artists to indulge in wild speculations. Inside the Profound Darkness Sect, many Golden Core experts were exchanging opinions. Morijin, calm down your anger. What's the use of being angry like this? It's not like we can go back and kill them again, and besides, the main force of Dragon Tiger Mountain is still here, and the loss isn't that great. Yuan, the Demon Suppression Army dared to destroy my sect. I will never let this go. Furthermore, Ling Hu Dao and Master Chongkong, who killed over 10,000 of my disciples, I am determined to cut them into 1,000 pieces. The Celestial Master of Dragon Tiger Mountain, Zhang Danyang, spoke coldly. Ling Hu Dao and Master Chongkong are just at the middle stage of the Golden Core realm. Killing them would be very simple. The difficult one is Ting Qingshan. He's a madman. No matter what, we must first defeat the Blue Blade Legion, use Ting Qingshan as a sacrifice, and then kill Ling Hu Dao and Master Chongkong. As for this seat and all the disciples of the Profound Darkness Sect, we are willing to join Dragon Tiger Mountain in eradicating the Blue Blade Legion. On the other side, in the void, massive ships flew by like colossal battleship. Inside the cultivation room of the number 18 warship, a young man with sword-like eyebrows and starry eyes, wearing a purple robe, leisurely opened his eyes. It was Lu Yun. Energy value, 0. 9,000, automatically increasing by 50 points per day. Conception, Slaughter Conception, 7th rank 1%. Thunder Conception, 7th rank I°/0. In the end, he used all his energy points to raise both Slaughter Conception and Thunderbolt Intent to the 7th rank. The double 7th rank conceptions brought all-round power. He had become so powerful that even Lu Yun himself didn't know how much his strength had increased. Leaving the cultivation room and stepping off the battleship, Lu Yun flew up into the void and raised his hand. His vast golden yuan high surged out. With a single finger pointing out, a dazzling aurora emerged, piercing through the void and causing the clouds in the sky to collapse layer by layer. After the aurora, the remaining shock waves violently spread in all directions, startling many demon suppression army soldiers and other experts. That's the energy of the formless tribulation finger. Could it be that General Lu is up to some mischief again? Many Earth-rank demon extermination generals and Rune Seed Realm experts flew up into the void. Suddenly, a saber appeared in Lu Yun's hand. As he slashed through the air, his vast yuan high and powerful slaughter conception poured in. In an instant, a terrifyingly powerful slash fell, and the surrounding air seemed to be filled with an aura of despair-inducing slaughter. The saber light swept across, slashing through the void as if it wanted to destroy the stars beyond the heavens, filling the air with a deep red and despair-inducing aura of death. Boom! After the saber light swept past, a vast expanse of clouds was severed in half, and the lingering saber chi and killing intent surged in all directions, causing palpitations in everyone's hearts. Many Earth-rank demon extermination generals and Rune Seed Realm experts were dumbfounded. That slash just now should be beyond the limit of the early stage of the Rune Seed Realm, right? I don't know, but I'm sure I wouldn't be able to resist that slash. A Rune Seed Realm early stage expert shook his head. Even I would find it hard to block that slash. Another Earth-rank demon extermination general whispered. Upon hearing this, the rest of the Rune Seed Realm experts were utterly shocked. The Earth-rank demon extermination general who had just spoken was actually at the middle stage of the Rune Seed Realm, with extraordinary combat power. Few people could surpass him within the same realm. Such a powerful character admitted that it would be very hard for him to block Lu Yun's slash. This was simply unbelievable. Not long ago, Lu Yun still had only half-step Rune Seed Realm combat power. In just a few days, his combat power had experienced such a massive leap, which was absolutely terrifying. At this moment, Lei Kang looked at Lu Yun and was momentarily at a loss for what expression to make. At the moment, his heart was definitely like a stormy sea. After the slaughter conception advanced to the 7th rank, the power of my saber technique has increased as well. Lu Yun looked at the destruction he caused, quite satisfied. Just now, the power he exerted was only an ordinary strike. Its destructive force could rival the middle stage of the Rune Seed Realm. If he were to exert his full strength, it would be extremely difficult for mid-stage Rune Seed Realm experts to withstand. After testing his skills, Lu Yun smiled contentedly and walked back to the battleship, leaving ripples in his wake. At this time, Wei Zongqing was already waiting for him. Has your strength reached the late stage of the Rune Seed Realm? Wei Zongqing asked. Barely, I suppose. Lu Yun replied. Truly a monster, Wei Zongqing muttered before continuing. I did not expect that after entering the Golden Body Realm, you would still possess such terrifying capability to battle above your level. Lu Yun's expression remained unchanged, but he thought to himself that compared to before, his ability to fight above his level had now significantly diminished. At present, in the late stage of the Golden Body Realm, if he didn't possess the combat power of the mid-stage Rune Seed Realm, he would have wasted the solid foundation he had laid. Brother Wei, is there something you need? Lu Yun asked. He knew that Wei Zongqing wouldn't come to him without a reason. Wei Zongqing said, Brother Lu, we will soon be arriving at the profound darkness domain. The upcoming battle is likely to be more intense than any before. I think we can help each other. Wei Zongqing's words made Lu Yun somewhat tempted. Whether it was the profound darkness sect or the Dragon Tiger Mountain, their strength and foundation were slightly stronger than the White Lotus sect. Even if the Far Suppression Legion and the Blue Blade Legion joined forces, it would not be easy to eradicate these two factions. This meant that the upcoming battle would be a prolonged one, and having a mutual aid ally would indeed help in dealing with potential crises. Moreover, Wei Zongqing had now broken through to the midstage of the Rune Seed Realm and possessed treasures like the Black Mountain Seal, enabling him to barely contend with late-stage Rune Seed Realm experts. If that's the case, then I'll take advantage, Lu Yun said. Haha, perhaps it is I who will be taking advantage of you, Brother Lu. Wei Zongqing had a feeling that Lu Yun's strength still held some hidden potential. What he had shown before might have only been the tip of the iceberg. Profound Darkness Domain. Western Front Battlefield. Wan Huiyu looked up in shock, his eyes revealing a horrified expression. His face almost froze, his eyes twitching as they shifted from one spot to another, gazing at the boundless sky above. At this moment, an infinitely immense hand that covered the entire sky descended. The all-encompassing giant hand, faster than any creature, appeared in a flash over Wan Huiyu and the entire Western Front battlefield. This golden giant hand came from the direction of the profound darkness sect space, covering almost half of the Western Front battlefield. The golden light of the colossal hand crossed infinite distances as it suppressed everything in its path, shattering the void as it pressed down upon them. The spatial torrents and terrifying evil chi ceased to exist under the cover of this giant hand. Who is this powerful expert? Wan Huiyu's eyelids twitched violently. A single finger was as immense as a pillar of heaven, and the endless deep golden light contained within the palm lines spoke of its profound and unstoppable might. The golden giant hand pressed down, and wherever it passed, the void shattered. Wan Huiyu's heart thudded non-stop, and he had a sense that if this boundless giant hand came down, he would be reduced to dust, with at least tens of thousands of casualties in the Demon Suppression Army on the Western Front battlefield. In the void, a constant stream of black light swirled and stood tall in the deep sky. Even the boundless void, gentle breeze, and chaotic currents were calm and waveless under the cover of this black light. The Demon Suppression Army should never have attacked the Dragon Tiger Mountain's gate, otherwise Zhang Danyang would not have worked so hard to help me. The tall, burly man in black had his hands behind his back, his eyes containing endless cold light. He wore an extremely complex and ancient black robe, his eyes pitch black, and his entire body was covered in darkness. These black eyes were vast as endless oceans and cold as infinite space, piercing through everything and falling upon the shattered layers of the Western Front battlefield. Suddenly, he laughed. No wonder you are the Dragon Tiger Mountain's celestial master Zhang Danyang. You've even reached the peak of the Golden Core Realm's combat power. The burly man in black shot forward, his whole body trembling. At the same time, his voice reverberated through the void. I also have a palm technique called Black Sky Descending. Chapter 395. Brief Encounter. Jinyuan Army Corps descends. Boom. The clear wind retreated, and turbulence crumbled. The ghostly black light kept circulating, and the towering fist that fell contained a boundless charm. The burly man in the black cloak, the profound darkness sect leader, a true peak expert of the Golden Core Realm, unleashed his full power with a single punch, causing a shockingly powerful force. The Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master, Zhang Danyang, cast a divine palm with an even more majestic and great force, ruthlessly crushing any obstacles in its way. Looking at the huge hands and terrifying fists suddenly dropping from the sky, no matter how determined Wan Huiyu was, his heart still raced, giving rise to a feeling of powerlessness. No, I've just broken through the Golden Core Realm. I still want to reach the peak of cultivation. My invincible path has just begun. I absolutely can't die here. Wan Huiyu's eyes widened, even facing such a terrifying crisis, even knowing he was outmatched. even if his heart was filled with infinite awe. At this moment, he put everything aside, discarded all fears, erupted with an indomitable heart, and cherished a fiery will. Flower bloom of the divine! Wan Huiyu roared. Law rune, golden core strength, and the unyielding atmosphere all converged at this moment. The knife of golden core strength clenched in his right hand. The rune-transformed knife supported his right hand. In this instant, Wan Huiyu had an invincible charm, as if he could conquer the entire world with no one daring to claim supremacy. Slash, slash, slash. Wan Huiyu roared, golden light surged, and his figure rushed upward, determined to block the two powerful attacks, saving the demon suppression army soldiers on the Western Front battlefield. A firefly's light, haha, a little guy in the early Golden Core realm? An expansive cold voice emerged from the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master's mouth, sweeping across the entire Western Front battlefield. Shortly after, the towering giant hand fell thunderously, shattering space into countless streams of air, clouds crumbling into thousands of gaping holes, and generating towering waves. It was unstoppable, indescribable, and unparalleled. Just the aftermath of the impact had left Wan Huiyu's body severely injured, incredibly miserable. Only those two dazzling blades of light stubbornly persisted. Crack! As the blade light shattered, the towering giant hand fell, landing on this Western frontline battlefield. 10,000 feet away. 1,000 feet away. 100 feet. Time seemed to pause, and space was all but nothing. The gap between the early Golden Core realm and the peak of the Golden Core realm was as different as heaven and earth. Even so, with a shattered body, his Golden Core trembling, Wan Huiyu's eyes remained indifferent, and his minds will endured endless torment, refining and grinding at this moment. I am the heavenly pride of the Martial Academy, and also a heavenly level demon extermination general. Even if my Golden Core shatters, my will shall live on. Wan Huiyu roared. Even though it meant his Golden Core would shatter, and his life would be no more, he would block the attack and hold on until reinforcements arrived. It was his responsibility and his perseverance. The golden giant hand descended, covering Wan Huiyu's body with a vast light in an instant, and golden cracks began to emerge on his body. General Wan! General! Witnessing this scene, the demon suppression army soldiers and martial artists on the Western Front battlefield became bloodshot and screamed. But they were completely powerless. Even Wan Huiyu, the only heavenly level demon extermination general and Golden Core realm expert on the entire Western Front battlefield, was unable to block the attack. What could the weaker ones do? Boom! A column of gray-white light suddenly burst forth, and a star suddenly appeared, sweeping everything away. Western Front battlefield, the vast depths of space. Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master Zhang Danyang's face changed slightly, and the golden giant hand suddenly trembled. The profound light surged infinitely, endlessly, trying to descend completely. Starlight shone across the starry sky, and the power of the Golden Core extinguished everything. This kind of power, has Ting Qingshan arrived? Haha, even if two peak Golden Core realm experts were here, Ting Qingshan's arrival would still be useless. The demon suppression army on the Western Front battlefield was to be annihilated, as was the heavenly pride of the Golden Core realm's early stage, who also had to perish. Ting Qingshan could not stop it. With intense hatred, the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master unleashed another palm. This palm, with twice as much power as before, exploded fiercely, carrying an infinite amount of law rune energy and the power of the Golden Core as it burst forth. Boom! Above the Western Frontline battlefield, half of the sky was covered by the golden giant palm, and the boundless space suddenly shook as if it couldn't bear it and was about to shatter. Swish, swish, swish. From a distance, stars surged and rolled, began to spin rapidly, and confronted the golden giant palm. Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master Zhang Danyang's face changed dramatically, revealing a trace of disbelief in his eyes. He saw mist rising from below, and one by one, the stars burst forth with starlight, roaring and rotating, wrapping around the power of the stars, intending to seal the space where he was. This doesn't seem like Ting Qingshan's method. Who is this expert? Could it be reinforcements for the demon suppression army? The stars gradually grew larger, bursting apart his golden giant palm. His peak golden core realm's full-force palm could not shake these stars, and the stars grew larger, increasing in number, with their starlight continuously surging. While Dragon Tiger Mountain's celestial master Zhang Danyang was puzzled. Clang, thump, thump, rumble, a grand earth-shattering sound echoed across hundreds of thousands of mountains and rivers, shaking the infinite starry sky. Above the heavens, an ancient bronze-colored cauldron descended with a mysterious and unpredictable tremor. Azure profound demon-suppressing ding? Wan Huiyu could feel, hear, and see the one that belonged to Wei Tianluan, the azure profound demon-suppressing ding. Layer upon layer of space shattered, golden light filled the sky, and a golden mist shrouded the strong figure that broke through the void and arrived here, landing on the ancient bronze cauldron. Chapter 396. A brief encounter, the Far Suppression Legion arrives _2 still one step too late in the end. Wei Tianluan, looking at the countless casualties of the demon suppression army on the Western Front battlefield, let out a light sigh. General Wei. Wan Huiyu muttered softly, and his battered body began to slowly fall from the void. A golden light caught his body, allowing him to land smoothly on the ground. General Wan. Numerous Earth-rank demon extermination generals and Rune Seed Realm experts came to check on Wan Huiyu's injuries. The battered body, with a faint trace on the golden core, is in a worse situation than expected. Even though Wan Huiyu was a peerless heavenly pride, he still had no power to fight against the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master in the peak of the Golden Core Realm. Practitioners who have reached the Golden Core Realm are all heavenly pride. Even for a prodigy, it's against heaven to surpass a small realm level. Wan Huiyu, being able to withstand 2 attacks from the Golden Core Realm peak with his early Golden Core Realm power, proved the terror of his combat prowess. However, with his flesh body shattered and a small crack appeared in the golden core, the price of this was too great. Wei Tianluan turned around leisurely, 2 golden beams of light burst from his eyes, and the 2 starburst beams attacked towards the distant Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master. Boom! The Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master's eyes revealed a cautious look. His hands intertwined to form seals, and with a burst of golden light, he roared immediately. No matter how powerful you are, you're still only at the late stage of the Golden Core Realm, you can't stop me. His surrounding aura surged, pressing down towards the front, but those 2 stars suddenly emitted endless starlight and crashed towards him. With the vast rune power, terrifying golden core energy, and the destructive power, the space around him shattered. Boom! It was as if 2 real stars were colliding, and the powerful force directly struck him. Zhang Danyang, the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master, narrowed his eyes, his body trembling, as if he was struggling to stand in the void, at risk of collapsing at any moment. I concede that you're powerful. Zhang Danyang clenched his teeth and spat out a few words, and then the golden light surged, retreating back explosively. After a brief confrontation, he knew that Wei Tianluan in the late stage of the Golden Core Realm was not inferior to himself. Whoosh, 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 in a time shorter than a single breath, he burst out with golden core power, with the golden ocean of runes rotating, and rushed out a great distance. Just then, he saw the profound darkness sect leader battling Ting Qingshan. Encountering powerful enemies, let's fight again another day. After giving the message to the profound darkness sect leader from a distance, he quickly retreated. Wei Tianluan saw this scene and didn't strike. With his golden core divine ability and supreme treasure, he could suppress the enemy. but it was absolutely impossible to hold them back. Unless he broke through his current realm. Ting Qingshan, you're lucky. After the profound darkness sect leader uttered coldly, he also retreated explosively. In a short instant, the spatial fluctuations that shook the void quickly subsided. Soon, the Western Front battlefield and the surrounding void within tens of thousands of miles returned to calm. Profound darkness sect, core area. The shadows of a gold and a black figure flashed, breaking through the void and landing on the main hall of the Profound Darkness sect. The Profound Darkness sect leader sighed, so close, so close. I didn't expect Ting Qingshan to arrive in time, and there was also a terrifying late-stage Golden Core realm expert. Zhang Danyang, the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master, had a gloomy and terrifying expression. If I'm not mistaken, that person is the leader of the Far Suppression Legion, Wei Tianluan. Wei Tianluan? Zhang Danyang frowned. This was the first time he had heard this name. Wei Tianluan, a unicorn from the Wei family in Qing province of Great Morijin, is just in the late stage of Golden Core realm, but he has refined a superior Golden Core, extremely scary in combat power, and not necessarily inferior to an ordinary peak Golden Core realm practitioner. At this, the face of the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master became even uglier. He naturally knew what a superior Golden Core represented. As Rune Seed Realm experts had different foundations and potentials, becoming Golden Core Realm cultivators resulted in different Golden Cores. Even for him, the Dragon Tiger Mountain Celestial Master, it was just a mid-level Golden Core. Wei Tianluan refined a superior Golden Core, which inevitably made him wary. Someone who refines a superior Golden Core can surpass levels as easily as eating and drinking. In that case, aren't we powerless against those demon suppression army members and unable to avenge the destruction of my mountain gate? Zhang Danyang said hatefully. No, as long as we drag them here, waiting for the Red Moon Demon sect or 9 Nether Demon sect to act, neither Ting Qingshan nor Wei Tianluan will have a chance to resist. Good, we shall trap them here, not letting them leave the Profound Darkness domain. On the other side, a huge battleship soared majestically across the sky. Battleship number 18. We are about to enter the battlefield soon, are you all ready? General, we are ready for battle at any time. Yi Xian, Qing Ho, Fang Hui, Meng Fan, and other demon extermination generals responded loudly. Among these demon extermination generals, there were also traces of the Flying Spirit Martial Academy members. Because of Lu Yun, Bailey E. Gu Yuan, and other Origin Fluid Realm disciples were temporarily incorporated into the Demon Suppression Army as yellow-rank Demon Extermination Generals. Qiugyun broke through to the Gold Body Realm temporarily, becoming a member of the black-rank Demon Extermination Generals. In addition, the breakthrough of the Demon Suppression Army soldiers increased the number of Demon Extermination Generals under Lu Yun's command. Now, there was one half-step Rune Seed Realm, Yi Xian. There were 23 black-rank Demon Extermination Generals, including Qing Ho, Fang Hui, and Meng Fan, all at the peak of the Gold Body Realm. Yellow-rank Demon Extermination Generals numbered over 180.